things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter, National Safety Council, and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I was very surprised to see something a little disheartening, maybe a little heartbreaking, but absolutely confusing. And I'll explain to you why. Ladies and gentlemen, we have sort of breaking news. Hamilton High School's football program has been placed on probation by the AIA for a recruiting violation. Starting today, the Huskies are ineligible for postseason play for a year. I got that from Zach Alvira from the Saturday morning show with the AIA. He got it from somebody else. But the fact is that's a big deal. And, well, you can recruit in high school?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it goes on all the time, Jeffco.
Especially out here, from what I'm learning, because producing the morning show on Saturdays, I get to learn a little bit more.
AZ Preps 365 is what it's called.
Yeah, and it is basically that there's a lot of open. The schools are basically open. You can move from school to school, and so yeah, once you have that, recruiting can happen.
I wonder what they violated. Yeah. What are some of the things you can do to violate?
Well, you could falsify records to show that a student is living in a certain address that he's not really living at.
Are they paying these kids NIL? Or?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. But these high school football.
Did they show a kid around during COVID?
Maybe.
Trying to think of all the reasons Herm Edwards is in trouble.
Well, it's not Herm Edwards. It's
well, I know. I'm
Hamilton
just trying
high school.
Trying to compare the two, trying to figure out how a high school. Can I say, when it's a college, okay, I get it. But when it's a high school, that's really unfair to those kids who had nothing to do with the recruiting, right?
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
Come on now, what?
This is huge. The teams have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, but what does it have to do with the kids?
Hamilton, well, the kids are part of it. They're part of the game. You know, they get recruited.
So you got a junior who's a mastermind at recruiting violations?
No, I'm saying these, these kids, these parents of the kids, they know that this is wrong and they want their kids in the best program. And do you blame them? Can you blame them really? No, I'd say no. I don't think it's fair to any other school that this child should be going to. I think it makes other high schools, ultra competitive and always win. But this has been going on for a long time. Come on.
All right. Well, I figured you where you lived dictated where you went to school.
Well, it used to, but I don't think it's that way anymore. Maybe it is still, but it used to be. You had to live in a specific area.
You want to stop violations and just go back to the old one.
That would be one way to do it. But at this point, a lot of these schools sort of make their name on playing high level football instead of having it be random because 1 year the group of kids you get are athletic and then the next year the group of kids you get not as athletic. It does make that kind of harder. So I think that these schools kind of prefer it that way. But this is the risk that you take when you do have an open transfer system.
So if there's an open transfer system, I think Hamilton High School is about to get a lot more vacant. Running for the exits now because they're ineligible for postseason play. So if they were anywhere near a contender or any of these players are any good, I guess if it's open.
Well, wasn't Hamilton, weren't they nationally ranked as well?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to prep sports like the Saturday guys do. 888-368-1580. I just want to give a special thank you to Christian Walker. Thanks for the home runs. Thanks for the win. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything. We're still 26 and a half games back. But the Diamondbacks have won 7 of their last 10. So, if you're a Diamondbacks fan, that's kind of nice thing. It's nothing to hang your hat on. It's a, moral victory maybe. But whatever the case, they beat the Rockies 7-4 yesterday, and now they got They got the San Francisco Giants coming up tonight. I think it's tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? Whatever the case, I'm just trying to find a bright spot.
It is tonight.
They got 4 games against San Francisco in San Francisco. Then they go home and they take on the red hot St. Louis Cardinals for 3. They get a day off on the 22nd. Before Kansas City comes to town.
All right. So, at least, they'll have a few wins here, a few wins there, and still makes it worth going to the park to watch them. They're at least that good, right? Well, good enough for just to show up and enjoy a game.
53 wins is what they have.
Yeah, everybody was wondering if the Arizona Diamondbacks would have the same number of wins as the Suns did last season. Now, the Suns had a record-breaking season, but right now, Diamondbacks are at 53. They need to win 11 games to tie the Suns in their 64. So, will they do it? Can they do it?
I don't know.
Should they do it?
They should do it, but boy, I don't know. I don't know. Christian Walker is, if he gets on a tear and this team keeps hitting the way they've been hitting, I mean, it's possible. It's still a sad story about this, and I don't know if we mentioned this. But was it last week or the week before? I've lost count.
Yeah, I kind of avoided that because you had just gone a tear.
Yeah,
about
Mike
this guy.
Hazen's wife. Yeah. Deepest sympathies out to Mike Hazen and the Hazen family. His wife she'd been battling brain cancer, had a rare form. Was it brain cancer? Or was it COVID? I probably have it wrong.
It was cancer of some kind. I don't remember which kind.
But deepest sympathies to them. But anyway.
So now, as we get towards the end of the season, maybe they tie the Suns with 64, but I can't remember. Do you have a win total thing for us in there, Keon, where we guessed how many wins the Diamondbacks would have?
Well, what we did was we guessed whether the Diamondbacks over under 70 games.
What did we all say? Under?
I said over.
Okay.
Randy said under.
Yeah. I feel like I said under.
I think you said under too, but
we said 70 games.
We said 70 games, and it was at that point where they'd won a few in a row.
There's no damn way they're going to get 70 games.
Yeah, well, I regret that decision. I don't think they're going to make it. I'm not even sure they're going to make it to the 64 that the Suns had. Just looking at the schedule ahead,
it's going to be close.
It's 11 wins that they need to get there, and
it's
honest
possible.
to God, it is a brutal schedule that they have for
Yeah.
the rest of the year. Not a whole lot of relief.
Okay, there's a couple of bright lights for you guys on this. One, sometimes they tend to just win a stray game here or there from a worthy opponent. Sometimes they whoop their asses. So anything is possible. So all we need is 11 wins to tie Suns and Diamondbacks to the same way. It's still sad. It's still
no, it's
sad.
Well, it's enormously sad when you think about 162 games or 80 games. Which would you rather have? If I'm going to win 70 games and I'm playing 80 games in the season, that's a pretty damn good season.
Sure. I mean, it's just, I don't know. You have to have something to hope for. Because right now with the Diamondbacks, there's nothing. There's nothing to hope for.
I feel like the Rangers fired their head coach today. I feel like that's the next shoe that's going to fall with the Diamondbacks organization.
Not till end of season, and even then, maybe not.
Well, I'm saying whether they do it before the end of the season or not, it's not relevant. The bottom line is, I have a feeling. You should go to the ballpark and bid farewell to Torey Lovello and the coaching staff. Thank you for your years here, and Torey Lovello is going to be fine. He's made plenty of money, and I'm sure he's a good baseball man. He'll fall in somewhere.
Speaking of which, if any of those guys, have bummed money off you, you better get paid back. You're going to want to get paid back. 888-368-1580. Big George says, come on, guys. Don't be so down on the Diamondbacks. They'll easily win more than 64 games. 70 is pushing it, but they are going to get more than the Suns. Washington Nationals, on the other hand, 40 games below 500. Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, they blew their team up on purpose, though. That's the thing.
That is the sad thing. They did that on purpose, George. What did we do? Berg says brain cancer was what Nicole Hazen had.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And hopefully, Berg, give me an update. How are you doing? We see your updates on Twitter, and we've been all pulling for you pretty heavily. And just maybe give us a little bit of an update on how things are going for you. I'm really hoping it's well. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Good day, Blender Nation. Randy, got to get a beer, cold beer. Guys in Southern California, where you live, the zip code is where you go to school. What is he talking about? We're not in Southern California, Boomer Sooner. We're in Arizona. Are you high?
I just think he's reporting what he knows, but that's Boomer Sooner. It's just not as helpful as we'd like.
So I think he meant if. Anyways,
Okay.
Bob Shrisky says, hey, I'm with Randy. I don't like kids either. Average Joe says, happy Monday, everyone. Got a case of the Mondays, and I could really use a good stiff drink. That's what you get, Average Joe. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Marley Monday, guys. How was your weekend? I'll take an 805, please, for myself. And how about them Raiders? Don't how about them Raiders during preseason. Just don't do that. Don't do that, okay? And no, Cabana Phoenix, don't say good game Friday by the Cardinals. Don't do that.
When I watch preseason football, it is to watch individual young players and kind of get a sense for how they're going to adjust to the league. I'm not interested in scores, not interested in results. They don't matter.
Cabana says, please somebody tell Kyler to cut off his 2 braids. Makes him look like a 14-year-old girl. Not cute on him. I didn't see that. We are going to talk about Kyler a little later on, but if somebody brings up a picture of that, I'd like to see it.
I don't think Kyler can cut those off. Remember, he had his hair cutter that used to come to his house. He wanted her to actually wear some long pants instead of booty shorts to cut his hair.
Right.
And she didn't want to do that. So now he's in the outs. He doesn't have a hair cutter.
So that's why he looks like the Pippi Longstocking over there.
There you go.
Thunder Snow says, I love the Berg, but Evil Berg can go to hell. Where has he been, Evil Berg, lately? I don't think he's been Evil Berg in a while, has he?
He's been pretty decently positive, Berkeley.
Yeah.
If anything.
Big Risk says, you can't blame Diamondback staff for losing that many games. Give them a chance. Let them stay when Corbin Carroll and Andrew Jones and the rest of the young guys get called up. They've been there this whole time. Let them reap the benefits. Yeah, but we've been waiting, Big Risk, and waiting and waiting and waiting.
It's not just the results. It's some of the stuff that happens in games.
But it's also, you talk about waiting for guys to bring them up. Well, it's been sort of an MO of the Diamondbacks to trade off anything that's worth a damn.
Yeah.
So, good. Can't wait till Corbin Carroll and Andrew Jones get called up to get traded.
Yeah, keep in mind, Drew Jones won't be up anytime soon. He's done for the season, having shoulder surgery. So
that's right.
He won't be playing the rest of this season or next season. So,
but it just some of the stuff that Torey Lovello's done, like pulling pitchers who are pitching really well or haven't even thrown that many pitches in a game, just because you're supposed to in the 6th inning or the 7th or whatever he decides based on whatever information he happens to be looking at. Just stuff like that doesn't help you win. He makes losing decisions even in the games he has control of. So I'm not really thrilled about bringing Torey Lovello.
So Boomer Sooner clarifies, I think I was right, where he said in Southern California, where you live, the zip code, he meant not where we live, where if somebody lives.
Right.
And he says, it was just an example, Jeffrey. All it was. You don't have to beat up on me every time I text in. I don't take it personal, though. Here's the thing, Boomer. Sometimes I can't read what you're saying, and I have to try to figure it out. I'm not beating up on you. It's just take a moment before you hit send. Big Risk says you can't blame coaches for them trading good players away.
Well,
yes, I can. Or the GM.
No, you're right, Big Risk. You can't blame coaches for trading good players away. You can blame coaches for questionable calls in games. You can blame coaches who refuse to try to think outside the box rather than just take the analytics that come down from the front office and follow it, like a good soldier. You can blame coaches who refuse to let pitchers stretch out a little bit and go deeper into games when they're dominating. I mean, there's a lot of things you can put blame on coaches, but you're right. You can't blame bad play necessarily on just the coach.
Right. And as far as, I guess, trading the players away, that is more of a GM thing, I guess. Or is it? I mean, how much does Torey Lovello have to do with that sort of thing?
I don't think he has anything to do with it. He could probably go up and please don't trade this guy. But at the same time, you would think that Hazen's going to talk with him and talk about what the team needs right now and what kind of a player that he should go after.
So Big Risk is right, at least about that. Big George says, well, if you're a fan of mustard or you like the New York Yankees, Evilberg is in full effect. I like mustard, and I don't care that he doesn't like mustard. I don't think that makes him Evilberg. He hates the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. Berg's fine. Berg is fine right now. In fact, he gives the update. He says, I am okay. One day at a time, all you can do. As long as Premier League draft isn't morning, I will try and be there. Ooh, haven't seen you in a long ass time.
All right, Berg. I can't wait to see you, man.
So the actual draft is going to be at 1:30 p.m. So we're going to do a broadcast at 11 a.m. Give everybody time to eat some stuff, have some drinks, everybody kind of mingle and say hi. And then 1:30 p.m. it's business time. Oh, wait, Premier League. Oh, no, we're going to have Premier League drafts. We really should have a conversation about when we're going to do that. We're going to do that separately than the huddled masses, Somebody remind me that. Boogie says, he went all caps. The Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They looked amazing Friday. It's the saddest thing you've ever typed.
Even I'm not that bad, down bad for some victories.
Before we get to football, though, there is a couple of things I want to take care of before the break. The NBA Christmas Day schedule, tentatively, this could change, has come out and has the Phoenix Suns playing again on Christmas, only this time it's just the Denver Nuggets. Why would they have them only play give them the Mavericks, like a revenge game or something. Give us the hated Los Angeles Lakers.
That's usually what they do on Christmas is give you a good rivalry game.
Yeah, but the Nuggets, they're not a rivalry game.
They're not a rivalry, but you do get to see the MVP, Nikola Jokic, go up against
two-time
MVP. That's true. That's true.
I don't know. If I gotta watch this on Christmas, I want to see an old-fashioned ass whooping. Give us the Lakers. That's what we want. Give us the Lakers. I mean,
look, you're not going to hear any complaining from me. That would be more fun.
It's all Christmas Eve is peace, love, and follow the law and singing and feeling warm fuzzies, either from family or from the Baileys you put in your hot chocolate, whichever way it goes. In the morning, then it's like, okay, it's go time. Then you get to do by afternoon, being around family and screaming kids and whatnot. Well, you're ready for some good old violence, so it's either going to be this or football.
And in the league, in the past, the league has given us, after Shaq and Kobe split, they gave us that on Christmas for like 3 years in a row. So that wasn't an accident. They've given us Trae Young and the Knicks after he decided to take on the entire state of New York. They've given us the rivalry games before. So I was wondering where that was for us. Well, I guess we're not going to get it.
Maybe it's the tentative schedule. Maybe we end up with the Lakers or the Mavericks or something more interesting. further in. But I think it's weird. They're like the NBA's like, hey guys, remember us? Here's the Christmas schedule because we missed that you talk about us.
Yeah, I mean because that is the most poorly kept secret, I think, in league history, has to be this particular Christmas schedule just getting leaked everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a leak. It's just like, here.
Yeah, it might as well just be the announcement.
The other thing about the basketball, Giannis Antetokounmpo, somebody was asking him, and they're like, hey, I think maybe you'd like to play for the Bulls someday? And everybody was shocked that he's like, yeah, maybe. Why not? And what? He says, yeah, I think anybody you ask that question that plays basketball, if he said no, he'd be a liar. He says the Bulls are a team that won multiple championships, the team that one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player ever to play the game, played for. So it's a no-brainer. Everybody would love to play for Chicago. He says, right now I'm focused on Milwaukee, but he's just like, I'm not counting it out. It was refreshing honesty. And yes, by the way, I'm sorry, I did not do the accent. I wanted you to understand what I was saying. But
look, we can't all pull off the Greek accent.
Oh, I can pull it off. I just wanted you to be able to, Anyway, so, but yeah, he better be focused when he's at the 4 years left on a $228 million extension, Yeah,
but Giannis isn't the guy that's going to bolt, like he's not the one guy.
That would be Hussein.
But
yeah, Hussein Bolt.
That's a good point.
Hussein would bolt.
I hadn't thought about
He also talks a little funny.
And he runs really fast.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing.
But
he likes the ladies probably more than his wife would wish him to.
Hello.
I mean, when you're the fastest man on earth, it's going to be.
You're not faster than the camera who's saying you're busted.
Hello. There are temptations that even Usain Bolt can't run away from. But Giannis is one of the guys that I think that isn't going to leave for anywhere. But he's also honest, probably to a fault. And if you ask him a question like that, he's going to tell you the truth.
All right, let me get these two texts and we got to take a break, and we're getting right into football. There's many things to talk about. Big Risk says Lavello makes some questionable calls. You're right. Sometimes he makes an odd call, like take a starter out that's dominating. I think maybe he knows more than me, though. But if you guys are saying the same thing, then I guess it's time for that dude to go.
I mean, if you got a guy that's pitching and he's got 70 pitches, so it's not very high for 6 innings or 5 or 6 innings into a game, and you pull him at that point, what are you saying?
Big Stanky is saying, guys, at the meetup, will I be allowed to buy you some drinks? Hell yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Of course.
Well, various conditions and people, and designated drivers allowing. Sure. Yeah. But we got to be careful with that because, we could get alcohol poisoning. You know what I mean? We could have another, was it the Phoenix Open in 2019 incident with Randy. So we have to be.
We weren't going to bring that up again.
Well, I'm just saying we have to be careful with that. We have to be careful.
It was Ron's fault, by the way.
Well, listen, that's fine, but we have to avoid now that we know it could happen, those sorts of pantsless issues. So, all right, let's take a break. We come back. It's NFL quarterbacks, and there's a lot to talk about there. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brian Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL preseason in full swing, the regular season on the way in less than a month. Odds for NFL Comeback Player of the Year, the Titans' Derrick Henry, the plus 350 favorite, followed by Jameis Winston of the Saints at plus 500, and Christian McCaffrey of the Panthers at plus 800. The latest World Series odds have the Dodgers still the favorite to win it all at plus 350, the Yankees at plus 425, and the Astros at plus 450. Less than 3 weeks until the start of the college football season. Alabama, the favorite to win the college football playoff national championship at plus 210. Ohio State at plus 350. Defending national champion Georgia at plus 475. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
O'Reilly. Improve your vehicle's gas mileage and power with Royal Purple Fuel Injector Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. And right now, buy 1 6-ounce bottle and get one free, plus earn double O rewards points with your purchase. Save money on gas and boost performance with Royal Purple Fuel Injector Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Fanatic goes live and comes to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace August 26th and 27th. Friday, we'll be broadcasting live beginning at high noon with the main event. Then the Blender from 3 till 6. On Saturday, it's the much anticipated Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party beginning at 11 a.m. Don't have a team? It's okay. Just come hang out with us. August 26th, noon till 6. And again Saturday, the 27th, beginning at 11 a.m. The Fanatic goes live at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. We'll see you there.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And yes, we have an awful lot of quarterbacks to talk about here. But instead of that, before we do that, let's go ahead and get this out of the way because it's relevant to everything we're about to start talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for 4 Downs with Keon Rose.
Nope.
Were you even ready for this?
I was ready for this. I'm used to the music kind of flowing in.
Sorry.
Oh, there it is. No.
I wasn't ready for it either. My bad.
To be fair, I didn't tell you. Here it is. We'll just jump right in. First down. We got a lot of preseason related questions here because that's what we've got to work with. And some interesting things did actually happen in the preseason. But one of the things that stood out, obviously, some of the injuries, some of the near injuries that happened. Zach Wilson notably went down, and there was an ACL scare there for a little bit. Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, a perfect 6 for 6 on the opening drive, but he got hit by Quinnen Williams late, took a shot to the helmet, so that was pretty scary for them. Should teams be playing their starters in the preseason?
I think it depends. I like, there are certain situations, and if you do, well, you better not do it for very long because you're risking an awful lot right there at that moment. And like for my team, for instance, Matt Ryan has never played with the team, never taken a snap with those coaches. So a few times is fine. Then get him off the damn field. To let them kind of get the idea of things and then get them off the damn field. But anybody else, your starters, unless you have a question that needs answered that can't be answered in practice, no, you should not play your starters in preseason other than those little things. Or if the guy says, I really just want to kind of Patrick Mahomes, get that one little hit. I just want to feel that before anything else. Okay, fine. But even then, you should not play your starters, Randy.
I don't think you should play your starters at all in preseason. I think it's a terrible idea unless the only caveat to that is You are a rookie starter. You've never seen any game action. This is a new situation for you to go in, have maybe a look at a game, but that would be late in the preseason, not early in the preseason. Other than that, no, I wouldn't say I would not play my starters in preseason at all. No.
What do you say, Keon?
Yeah, I think we all agree on this one. If you've got a situation where, you're Matt Ryan, you're Carson Wentz, you're Marcus Mariota, you're in a new situation, new face, new place, then yeah, obviously you've got to get some of those game reps in. And even the Chiefs to a degree, you lose somebody like Tyreek Hill, you need to integrate yourself with some of these new receivers that you now have. They drafted Sky Moore, the rookie. He looks pretty good.
Sky Moore?
That is his name. Sky with 2 Y's.
Oh, you made that crap up.
I did not make it up. Sky Moore. Check him out. He's going to be pretty awesome for the Chiefs. They basically drafted him to be the Tyreek Hill replacement. It's really fast, breaks defenses deep. So if you've got a new guy like that, then you're trying to get him in there. I understand that. But, when I watched the Zach Wilson play, I was like, what are the Jets gaining out of this? He's a guy. He's your guy. He's your guy. He's been in the system. I don't know how much he should have been running around out there. All right, let's get to second down. And one of the other reasons probably you would have starters playing, which is you've got a quarterback battle. You don't know who your starter is. And we've got some sad quarterback battles going on.
Uh-huh.
Which of these quarterback battles is the saddest? We've got Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold going for the top spot in Carolina. We've got Geno and Drew Lock up in Seattle in the Northwest fighting for a top spot there, which not words I ever thought I'd say. And then we've got the rookie Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph. And from all accounts, Mitchell Trubisky is the person leading that particular quarterback battle. Which of these is the worst?
What do you say, Randy?
I'd say Kyler Murray and what's his name from Texas? That one. It's the worst. McCoy. Yeah, Colt McCoy. No, I kid. I think it's just turned into Peyton Place there in North Carolina. I think the Mayfield and bobblehead Donald that quarterback battle is the worst because neither one, in my opinion, neither one of these guys outdo each other. They're both, in my opinion, this is my opinion. In my opinion, they're both the same quarterback, but just with different looks. That's all. They're the same quarterback. I don't know what the hell you think you're going to accomplish by having a quarterback battle. Either name one of them a starter and the other one's your backup or not. One of them's going to get hurt during the season. Darnold got hurt last year. So did Baker Mayfield. Why is this going on?
Randy, Baker Mayfield has won some games. Darnold has won a couple. Trubisky even has won a game or two. Rudolph, I don't know. Pickett, he's a newbie. But Geno Smith and is his name Drew Lock?
Drew Lock, yeah.
That's the absolute worst quarterback battle ever because it's like here's a handful of turds or a spoonful of turds. There you go. Enjoy. That's the absolute saddest. And Pete Carroll, listen, I get you're tanking, but at least pretend. I don't know. Pretend.
That's what he's doing by having a quarterback battle.
That's not even real. That is the absolute worst right there. At least there is a fluttering of talent from all the other guys mentioned, except for maybe Rudolph. Geno and Locke. Come on, man.
I think that's a really good point, but I am actually going to go with the Steelers situation because you drafted Kenny Pickett with your first round pick. If you were really confident about where he was right now, he'd be the starter. You would want him to be able to get out there, get as much experience as he could possibly get. And the fact that he's kind of hanging back tells me that they're not 100% confident with where he is at this particular point in time. And if your options lead you to have to start, without irony, Mitchell Trubisky, you got a bunch of bad options. You have a bunch of bad options, and I don't know. I mean, the Steelers always feel like they're a quarterback away, but they haven't had good quarterback play in like 3 years.
By the way, the Lock says, Randy, you sound like Oscar the Grouch.
Do I?
Yeah. And he says the guys have to play some in regards to if they should play in preseason. He says you got to mesh. Game 1 is important as 17. It's not high school. Yeah, it's not high school. It's you get paid for this. You're a professional. You should show up ready.
But what is Selah doing in New York playing Zach Wilson? Give me a break. Come on. And that guy had no business being on that football field, just like Keon said. And by the way, Sam Darnold has no reason to be on a football field. He played in this system last year. You throw Baker Mayfield in there and see if he's good enough or not. I mean, like I said, I don't mean to sound like Oscar the Grouch. I just don't get. It's a head scratcher to me. What is the dental schmuck doing in North Carolina? What the hell's he doing?
I don't think he knows.
That is a great point. But I honestly, I think he's just throwing stuff at the wall and to see what sticks because he's desperate. Because he knows if he has a bad year, it's all over for him and the Carolina Panthers. So let's get to third down now. One down early. Fourth down is the hot seat, but this is the third down here. And we had a couple of bad performances from quarterbacks. You know, I can't tell if you're great if you look great in the preseason, but if you're bad in the preseason, these are warning signs. Which team should be more concerned with their starter looking terrible in the preseason? Is it the Giants and Daniel Jones? Is it the Browns and Desean Watson, or is it somebody else?
It's nobody else. Zero people should be concerned about the starter looking bad in preseason because it's preseason. You get concerned if they're also looking bad in camp. If they look fine in camp and maybe they're a little rusty when they get out in the field, it's preseason. Don't care. But if they look bad both places, well, now you're in trouble.
Randy?
I think practice is going to be a good teller. It's going to be a telling sign of whether you're going to look good or not. I agree with Jeffrey 110% on this.
Okay, because my opinion on this is I looked at the Desean stuff. He was 1 for 5 or whatever, but there were a couple of drops there. And look, the guy hasn't played football in a year. He looked exactly like somebody who hasn't played football in a year.
Well, there was that one overthrow, but the rest of them, come on, man. He hit the one guy right between the 1 and the 6. And he hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, and then somehow he tipped the ball. Yeah, there were some bad receiver plays in that as well. Again, so I'm not going to hold that against him. But to what Jeffrey said, if you look bad in practice and preseason, now we've got a problem. Daniel Jones has looked terrible in both places, and that is a problem. He was turning the ball over, and look, some of his receivers dropped passes too, but he turned the ball over. You have been a starter for 4 years in this league. That can't be happening in preseason because you're playing vanilla defenses. And Daniel Jones looks very concerning. And I should point out that no one has turned the ball over more than Daniel Jones since he's been drafted into the NFL and been a starter. So let's get to fourth down now.
On the hot seat.
I don't even feel like I can do my hot seat voice. Did a jazz rendition of it. But here it is. Simple question. How much preseason football have you watched?
Jeffrey?
Probably a quarter of a quarter because my wife had the Cardinals on when they'd had their preseason game, and I glanced. And then I think I was just flipping through the channels, and I saw, we're going to say what it is later, but I did see a few moments of the, I already forgot. I think it was the Colts and the Bills. I think that's what it was. Just for a few moments. Even my own team, I'm like, nope, click. It's preseason. So, yeah, a quarter of a quarter combined of everything, like so far, probably for the rest of the preseason. Randy?
Yeah, I'm in the same neighborhood. I sat down for a few minutes this week and I watched a little bit of the Raiders-Vikings game just because I think what I was watching at the time was in a commercial break. So I went over to the Raiders-Vikings games. Guys, I didn't want to watch the commercials. So, I mean, that was about, I stayed there for a little while, and then Brent Mushberger is not there anymore. They have a new announcer. Really? Yeah, they got this lady announcer, and she's pretty good. I mean, I was interested to hear that, but that was about it.
I think I've watched about 3 games.
You watched 3 games?
Sick man.
Just total of everything. I know, and the thing is, I say this every year. I'm not gonna watch the preseason. The games don't matter. But I think part of it is since I've been watching a lot of college football and I follow the draft so damn closely.
Yeah,
I'm flipping around. Oh, let's see what Trey Lance is doing. Hey, there's rookie wide receiver George Pickens. That guy's gonna be awesome. So next thing you know, I end up watching a bunch of games and I get stuck in it. So I ended up watching more preseason than probably I'm proud of. So that's it. That's 4 downs.
I watched, I think, more preseason for the NFL than I did all of the USFL.
Which is true.
I think that's fair. All right, there you go. 4 downs with Keon Rose. That was painless enough, I think. Yeah. I'm going to say right now, I believe I won.
Of course.
No, because both of you at different times 100% agreed with me. So both of you at different times 100% agree. I kind of feel like I won that.
Not a competition.
This is your strongest case, actually.
I'm just saying.
This is the strongest case you've made for winning 4 downs.
Big George says, "Wow, it wasn't even close. Jeffrey completely dominated."
Well, it's unfortunately that George says that every single time, but yeah, he could just say you won. It's not that he says that you win every time. It's that he says that you dominate every time.
But I do.
That's not
true.
I think
it is true.
Well,
it's very true.
You got some close ones. I don't know. Domination.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Baller says, "I don't know why Randy is sounding like Oscar the Grouch today. He usually sounds like Cookie Monster." Big Stanky says, "Keon, what do you think of Jarrett Garantano, the Cardinal?" Oh, he's not Catholic, Big Stanky. He wouldn't know about the Cardinal.
I do know about Jarrett Garantano. Jarrett Garantano played at the University of Tennessee. I like the dude. I think he's good character guy. He's accurate.
Is he going to make the team or not?
I think he could. Yeah.
Okay.
If a Cardinal plays football, does he have the flowing robe under? I mean, does he have to still wear the thing? I'm very
even the Arizona Cardinal. I don't.
Well, he was not specific. How do you know
that? Well, I'm just using context.
Yeah. Well, don't assume anything, kid. Big Stanky also wanted to note that Jeffrey, you're Irish. There's no such thing as alcohol poisoning. True, I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about these other guys. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, and we're going to talk NFL quarterbacks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Go yard all summer long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday Major League Baseball games. And the best part about Dinger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel will pay you $5 for every home run hit. Pick your home run hitter and turn big swings into big wins. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to your FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code DALE1580. That's DALE1580. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store, only limit 30.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Kelly here with AC by J. It's hot and everyone expects me to talk about AC, but you know about our award-winning AC service. Did you know we do plumbing too? Whether you have a slow-draining sink, stopped-up toilet, a leaky faucet, or want soft water, you can trust the professionals at AC by J. We have plumbing down. Looking for upgrades, tankless water heater, or whole home systems, drains, mainline, or slab leaks? We have you covered. Call AC by J at 602-609-7664 or go to acbyj.com. Service you can trust from our family to yours.
Looking for ways to shine bright this summer? With Summer of Dash Pass by DoorDash, get more member-only perks and discounts than ever before. The more you shop, the more you save, with 0 delivery fees and access to exclusive items that make your summer feel easy and breezy. Sign up now with promo code RADIO22 for 50% off your first order up to $15 value. Dash Pass benefits apply only to eligible orders that meet the minimum order amount. Other fees, taxes, and gratuity may apply. Terms apply.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Tomorrow on the morning show, Mike Jurecki joins Bruce and Dale at 7:20 a.m. I believe they're going to talk about cooking and the dangers of using too much vegetable oil.
See, I thought it was what's the best top 5 vacuum cleaners on the market.
That was last week. This week it's going to be
all right.
And I believe they'll talk some sports stuff too. Mike Jurecki is a well-known local sports genius.
Yeah.
So be sure to tune in the morning show tomorrow for Mike Jurecki at 7:20 a.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's get caught up on the old text line here, and then we'll talk the NFL quarterbacks as advertised, promised, and legally required. Big Risk says the only starters that need to play are guys that are in a new system or guys that need some reps. That's exactly what I said, Big Risk.
Yeah.
He says, by the way, how many wins will the Bears have this year? And if they're disappointing, does that fall on the coaches?
It's going to fall on the general manager.
It's the entire organization is a bleep show, man.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Justin Fields. I caught some of that game. That offensive line looks like a disaster. They did nothing to fix it, and he doesn't have people to throw the ball to.
I just want to say this. I think the big risk is actually Torey Lovullo.
Could be
because he keeps chiding at us about it's not the manager's fault. It's not the coach's fault.
Torey Lovullo burner account.
So I think it's Torey Lovullo.
Well, that actually adds up. I believe he lives here.
Yeah.
Fubar 1000 says, a lot. Hold on, let me scroll back here. Hi guys, had a day off, so I'm just here so I don't get fined or to annoy you. Go ASU. By the way, producer Wes made that comment. I just stole it. Well, actually, no. Marshawn Lynch did. By the way, only 3-week preseason. I would only play the rookies for the evaluation of the final 53-man roster. Yeah, I think we all agree on that, Fubar. Boogie says Geno Smith will be the shiniest turd in Seattle. You're probably right. Yeah.
He doesn't turn the ball over as much, so there's that.
Oaktown Destroyer says, hey guys, happy Monday. When will you be doing the fantasy football draft, and where do you go on the website? Well, Oaktown Destroyer, I'm glad you asked that because I've been in 44 minutes and I have not yet plugged the event. So on next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, the 26th, the main event and the Daily Blender will be broadcasting live for fun, just to hang out, come by, say hi, have a little fun, have a little drink or something. We're going to do our full 3-hour show there on Friday. But then Saturday morning, Oaktown Destroyer is when we're doing the draft party. It begins at 11 a.m. We'll be broadcasting live for a little bit, and then the actual draft itself happens at 1:30. So that is the plan for that. And if you want to join us, you have to email me, Oaktown Destroyer, blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Now, that said, I have filled up another league. And now I have people assigned to every single position, but not everybody who has requested has gone and logged in yet. So if you have asked me at blender at 1580thefanatic.com to be in one of our leagues, and I said, here comes, and you didn't get the invite, please let me know. I want to make sure that everybody's got a seat at the fantasy football table. Now, Oaktown Destroyer, if all of those spots are filled, we will start another league. I got a couple more names and people who have emailed in saying, hey, I want to play. So I'm holding on to those before I start the next one, just to make sure that everything else is filled before we start up new leagues. So send me the email, and then I'll probably say, hang in there a minute, and I'll know exactly where to put you. So to make a short story longer, that's the answer. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. That's a lot to say with one breath.
Well done. You know, I've got you recorded saying.
Oh, I know, but
all you got to do is ask me, and I'll hit the.
Well, you don't have me recorded saying all that. It was just,
No, but I got you.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
See?
Yeah, it's a little bit helpful, but maybe I need the whole spiel. I don't know. Let's see. Straight to Rage says, hey, if we played last year, do we get automatic invite back this year? We'll just go log in. You're still in. There's no invites to people who already played. You just got to go log into the NFL.com platform, and there you go. Killer Rabbit says, Blender 6, I'm still in, but I'm in North Carolina. Did I make the cut again? Well, to be in Blender League 6? No, well,
there is no cut.
There is no cut.
You're just in.
Yeah, you go log in and check. And if there's any problems for anybody, just let me know. Big Stanky says, Jeffrey, Randy, Keon, if you need a good bet tomorrow for Dinger Tuesday, I would bet Wilson Contreras for a home run. The Cubs are going against the worst pitcher in baseball. You should probably write that down, Randy. You got Dinger Tuesday coming up.
Oh, yeah. Dinger Tuesday coming up tomorrow.
Doc Mike says, just put the preseason on in the background while you're farting around the house, chewing gum for the ears. You know, it's kind of like radio there. Big George says, trust me, it's not good to be the fastest man on earth in the bedroom. Cardinal Art says, great show, guys. On the old smoker, making burgers, sausage, and Nathan hot dogs for the family. May I please have a good cold brew and a shot of your finest whiskey, Randy, along with a weather forecast. Reports that winds whipping in my neck of the woods right here.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, sponsored by Harman Solar and 1580 The Fanatic. It's 101 degrees currently downtown Phoenix. It looks like opportunities for gusty winds and maybe a chance of showers. The wind currently out of the east at 8 miles an hour.
I can walk faster than that.
29%, barometric pressure 29.69 and falling. UV index is 5 out of a 10. Right now, 101 in downtown Phoenix. The next few days, we're looking at 104 tomorrow, 105 Wednesday, Thursday, 102. And there's a pretty good chance of some showers on Friday with a high only getting up to 93 from the 1580 The Fanatic Harman Solar Studio. Our Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. The Berg wants you to know that Geno Smith versus Sam Darnold, he agrees that is the worst. You got two ex-Jets right there, but they're not fighting each other, though. He says the Giants were blitzing in their preseason game. No teams blitz in preseason. Giants stink.
Giants do stink.
They're trying so hard to do that. Killer Rabbit says, okay, I'm logging in. So there you go. That is the answer for anybody. If you have not logged into your fantasy football league, I do suggest you do, so we can make sure and get any troubles or problems out of the way. All right, Randy?
Yes?
You ready?
Am I ready?
To talk NFL quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready. I was
checking.
going to the fantasy football league.
What didn't mean you?
And I was
we're doing a show.
Make sure that I still am part of a league.
You're still part of the league, Randy.
I was going there to sign in to see what league I'm in this time.
Oh, okay. Well, while you do that, I'll check with Keon. Keon, are you ready to talk NFL quarterbacks?
I am 100% ready.
All right, let's do this. So Kyler Murray, some sort of psychological thing is happening between the GMs, the coaches, the owner, and Kyler Murray, because they let Kyler Murray call plays during Friday's preseason game. He was actually calling some plays for, I believe, a couple of I don't think he called the whole game, but Kingsbury says, it was towards the end of the game with the Bengals. And he says, he went 3 and out, both of them. So, and he said, no, he called a couple of nice plays, just didn't work out. He had a couple guys open, I guess. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. What in the hell is going on? I've never heard of this before. Have you ever heard of this from any coach, from any quarterback ever? Like they let them call the plays?
I'll tell you exactly what's going on.
If you're under center, you can call the plays.
I'll tell you exactly what's going on. This is damage control by the Arizona Cardinals because Kyler Murray took a bunch of heat with that study clause, and they're trying to show everybody. Mark my words. They're trying to show everybody Kyler Murray knows the playbook, and he knows it inside and out and can call plays. That's exactly what's going on.
I actually took it a different way. It's just something that I think.
Well, you took it the wrong way, Keon.
Your face is the wrong way, Randy.
That's exactly what's going on here.
Look, I'm just giving you, here's my opinion on.
Don't yell at Keon.
I'll yell at Keon if I want to.
You gotta go through me first.
All right, fine. I went through you. Now I'm on to Keon.
But then I brought it back to me because you couldn't go through me to get to him. So there.
I went through you like Grace through a Christmas goose.
I stopped you like you ate too much cheddar cheese.
Oh, I almost felt like I should be yelling just to jump
Hey,
in. but-
Keon, could you stay out of it? Why don't you mind your own
okay,
business?
wow.
Yeah, Keon.
God,
Very,
damn.
very
Between
aggressive.
Jeffrey and
All
I.
of a
It's not
sudden,
between you, Jeffrey, and I.
Why don't
just
you
me
think
and
you can
Jeffrey.
just wander in this? What the hell's up with this guy, Randy?
I don't know.
I was
Oversteps his boundaries. all the
technically, I
time.
was talking
He's
first.
still talking. Oh my God, Randy.
I don't know.
Well, we better let him go then. Go ahead.
But I what I think it is that the Cardinals are trying to get Kyler Murray engaged. And I think they want him to watch film. So they're showing him all the different ways that it's important, and especially when it comes to you're out there on the field and you've got to diagnose what the defense gives you, that communication, that headset cuts off with the coach. You still have decisions you've got to make. So here is another way that we're showing you that this is important.
I have a totally different take than you and
Oh,
Randy.
boy.
Okay.
My take is, you know how you always look out there at him? He's doing this. Like he's making faces when they call in a bad play. I think they're like, all right, we'll show you. It's not as easy as you think to do this. And you snotty little jerk. And, you don't know everything. I think they're trying to show him clearly you do not know everything. And you're going to see there's going to be some points in games where they say, all right, Kyler, you can go ahead and call the plays under center. Go ahead. And like if they got a game comfortably won, he'll say, all right, Kyler, here's your chance. And they want to show him he's going to fail. He's going to fail. He's going to fail if he keeps trying to call it again. Maybe humble him out a little bit. I think they're trying to humble him down a little bit. But also, I guess he could also achieve what Randy was saying too. A little bit of damage control makes it look like, oh, we trust Kyler. He knows what he's talking about. But also, Kyler, you really don't know what you're talking about. So shut the bleep up. That's what I think.
It kind of works both ways a little bit. I mean, and there is a little bit of humbling that needs to go on there. There is. So
you going to yell at me, Randy?
Did I yell at somebody?
You yelled at both of us. And then you yelled at Keon. I had to break you guys up.
I didn't yell at anybody. You just think you're mistaken.
Mike Jarecki's on the morning show tomorrow.
He is?
Yeah. They have guests.
888-366. Yelling at him?
No. I think Mike Jarecki is a mild-mannered kind of, you don't ever feel like yelling at Mike Jarecki.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I don't know why you would.
No.
He seems like a pretty good dude.
Well, I mean, maybe Bruce gets a little excited in the morning.
I spit on him. I
don't think he would. I don't think he would
spittle. But I mean, if he's over here in number 3 position, I don't think Bruce's spit can reach that far.
Oh, is he going to be in studio? I thought he was going to be on the phone.
Oh, that's wise.
Yeah.
It's probably wise on his point and dry cleaning. 888-368-1580. Flying Monkeys says Kyler Murray deserved to take the heat and have that written in his contract. Cardinals should have never retracted. I agree. Once it's in there, you should have stuck your guns on that. Big Stanky 87 says, Jeffrey, I emailed you today to join the league, so I need to create an account somewhere. Hang in there because when I invite you, you'll be able to do that at that moment. Or just go ahead and make an account. I don't care what you do. Billy from Phoenix says Kyler calling plays and going 3 and out kind of shows that Kyler does need to study some more film. Wah-huh. Big George says, Randy, how about Saturday when the high is expected to be only 88? I'll be back in town this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't get that far, but we're expecting rain showers throughout the weekend. Yeah.
Average Joe says, why did Big George say, trust me, you don't want to be the fastest in the bedroom? Sounds like he knows. Sounds like he needs to call Summit Male Medical. I think Average Joe works for Summit Male Medical because he references them a lot.
Guys,
888-368-1580. So on to my Colts for a moment. Matt Ryan is somebody who probably did need a couple snaps with the team in preseason and then give him the hell off the field. And they're saying, oh, he looks sharp in the Colts debut. Okay, fine. Now don't play him anymore.
Yeah, I agree 110%. Why was he on the field? Okay, he's new, I guess, to this offensive system, but this is Matt Ryan. Okay, This is Matt Ryan. You don't want to get him out there and take an awkward hit or an awkward step and have him go down. So just keep him the hell off the field.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more.
Nothing new he needs to learn other than, oh, so this is what I look like in the uniform. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, guys, that's 1 hour down, then 2 to go. When we come back, we will pick up where we left off, talking NFL quarterbacks. And I'm sorry, Keon, we are going to talk about Carson Wentz. Just let it happen. Yeah. All right, it's the Daily Blender. You're on 1580, The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Centennial Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-865-1168. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-865-1168. That's 800-865-1168. Again, 800-865-1168.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Set your picks each week and see if you are this season's best game picker. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff. Play against your fellow listeners. First prize is $1,580. Second place is $500. Thanks to our great friends at Harmon Solar. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Alice Roth was the wife of a sports writer in Philadelphia. And one night she was hit with a foul ball and it broke her nose. They had to stop the game. When the game resumed, they realized they needed to get Alice Roth out of the ballpark. She was in bad condition. But on her way out of the ballpark, another foul ball hit her again, this time breaking a bone in her leg. Who hit that foul ball?
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia website.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the player that hit two foul balls that hit Alice Roth and the same at bat. Richie Ashburn. The odds of hitting a fan with a foul ball at a baseball game are 300,000 to 1.
Come on, we're going to be late to the cookout.
I was just packing up my famous mac and cheese.
I hope you packed the Pepto, too.
Huh?
Pepto-Bismol provides fast relief from heartburn and indigestion. You know, that uncomfortable feeling after you eat too much. And after the deviled eggs, baked beans, and barbecue ribs, you're going to need it.
Barbecue ribs? I should probably pack an extra shirt, too.
Good call.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I know, George, me too. He says, I've been seeing a lot of those commercials. You know, I guess he's been hearing some too, saying, hey, were you stationed at Camp Lejeune? Did you drink the water? Are you dead? Well, you might make money in this lawsuit right here. He says, I'm not sure why, but now I really want to go to Camp Lejeune and drink some water.
Well, if nobody ordered you to do it, they're not going to give you any money.
I don't think anybody was ordered to drink the water. I think it was just bad water on site. So,
well, yeah, but they were ordered to be there, and then the water was bad. But if you just go there and drink the water, they're not going to give you money. I'm just going to point that out.
That's why you drink whiskey, kills everything. Big Stanky says, I got a question for Boomer Sooner. Are you sad this is Oklahoma's last season on the Big 12? Are you excited because they're going to be in the SEC next season? I think Boomer Sooner is just excited because they exist. I don't think he needs a reason to be excited, but let's find out what he says.
Boomer Sooner texts in about Sooner bowling. Like it doesn't. I don't think that the SEC Big 12 thing is what he's hung up on.
The Sooner bass fishing team won the national championships this year.
The Sooner basket weaving is on par, according to Boomer Sooner. Last Optimist says, would Randy's betting promo code allow me to place a bet when Peter Harvey will issue his ruling on the NFL appeal of the Watson case? I just want to put $1 down on September 9th being that day.
And I don't think there's a prop bet in there like that, but you're welcome to go and check.
Yeah, let us know.
FanDuel Sportsbook. Yeah.
Mr. Pink Eye says, here's a 5th down question. How much WNBA have you guys watched ever?
Well, the answer is going to be real low.
0.
For Randy and Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't watched any except what I see in the highlights on
Lifetime. Yeah, maybe a minute or 2.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch this season.
An awful lot.
Yeah.
But Keon's a basketball guy.
Mm-hmm. And single, so he's,
What does that have to do with it?
Well, I'm just saying. Not all of them can be that way. That's all I'm saying. They can't all be. Some of them aren't. You got to figure out which ones those are. Fubar 1000 says, I think Kyler Murray is a little short on the play calling. Okay, enough. Billy from Phoenix says, humbling down. Is that a nicer way to say basically Kyler needs to check himself? Yeah, he needs to check himself before he wrecks himself. I just made that up. He better check himself before he wrecks himself.
That's damn brilliant and somewhat familiar in an odd way.
I'm sure
someone said that.
You guys be around me enough. I probably said it before.
Yeah,
I probably said it before.
I'm sure that's the case.
Sure, it's all me. All right, so I know that Keon would rather be anywhere else doing anything but this, but we're going to talk about Carson Wentz.
We really don't have to.
How did they do in his preseason game? How did he do?
Actually, he was all right. He was 10 of 13.
It doesn't
matter.
Which means I don't know. I was expecting a horror show based on what they were saying, and he looked okay.
So this reporter by the name of Scott Abraham was sitting there having a little conversation with the Carson Wentz on camera, and he turns to him and he just basically brings up, so yeah, you've had a pretty horrible camp, and you can't hit the broadside of a barn. I mean, he wasn't that rude, but he was like saying, these are what people are saying. What do you how do you feel about your camp? And then of course Carson Wentz like, well, I don't hear those things. I don't read things on the internet, so I don't know. I know when I've had a bad practice, but you could tell he was a little bit rattled, like, his mother right over here.
Yeah, he was expecting some softballs, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, it was a fair question. I don't think the reporter was out of line because he wasn't saying anything that wasn't true. But Jason Wright, the team president, he got upset. He got upset. Now Carson Wentz handled himself fine in the conversation, and he answered appropriately. And it's not like he ain't done it before. But Scott Abraham was just like, all right, so here's the thing. What do you say? And of course, so now President Jason Wright, he tweets out, thankfully, Carson demonstrated grace and class in response to this pompous, unprofessional mess. I recognize you've made a living on childlike provocation, but it needs to be called out. Don't expect special access, and good luck building rapport with the guys at Scott7 News. I want to change my Twitter handle to @Scott7 News. I want to take them on.
It's really unprofessional how Jason Wright chose to handle that.
I have the clip if you want to hear it.
I asked you for that, didn't I? Sorry.
Go for it.
Here's the clip. Now tell me if you think this is out of line.
There's been kind of a narrative out there here in training camp that you've been a little inaccurate on your throws. Consistently inconsistent has been a kind of a terminology. How would you assess your performance in training camp, and is that characterization fair?
Yeah, I mean, for one, it's camp. I think I didn't know that, so thank you.
Yep.
But
I know, because I know you told me you don't read that stuff.
At the same time, I'm my biggest critic, so I come back after practice and I'm kicking myself over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays.
Real talk here, Carson. It's been well documented. Philly didn't want you. Indy didn't want you.
Oh, I didn't hear this part.
Do you think this is your last chance to prove that you can be a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't really think about all that stuff. For me, I'm playing the game that I love, and I have the most confidence of anybody in myself to deliver, to play at a high level, to be a part of something special here with this team. And so I don't put all that pressure on myself. I don't put people can feel that way. People can say what they want, and I have no issue with that. That is what it is. But for me, I don't think in those terms.
Wow. Okay. So that second part I did not hear till just now.
That's the one that I heard. I think the reporter was very blunt and
Uh-huh.
direct. But look,
He was okay in the first part. The second part, all right. Well, now maybe Jason Wright.
I
have a little bit of a
7 News.
I haven't heard it put that bluntly before.
Yeah.
But it's not a question he hasn't been asked. At every time he's had to answer questions.
Like I say, you suck, Carson Wentz. Can you tell me why you think you suck?
These teams hated you.
Yeah.
And that's why they got rid of you.
You suck. They hated you. I can't believe you're sitting here. So can you tell me how you feel about that?
Other reporters kind of talked around it. They were just like, yeah, so, the things happened where things were what they were in Philadelphia and Indy. Do you think that this is it? People have asked him that before. I don't think anyone's asked him that directly, but I didn't think the question itself was necessarily out of line.
Yeah, he went a little bit rough on him. I think the second, if he'd have stopped with the first, he's fine. Maybe kind of like, okay, well, yeah, he went there. The second one, that seemed a bit rough.
I still don't think that the team president should be airing that stuff out on Twitter. And Jason Wright is a highly intelligent dude. They brought him in to be one of those culture changers with Ron Rivera. And this feels like the old culture. This feels like what we call in DC, Ashburn syndrome. Because that's where the team facilities are. That's where the team practices. Ashburn, Virginia, Ashburn syndrome. You just get there and then you start to act ridiculous because you just are there.
I understand how he feels because he mentions don't expect special access. Well, I'm sure that them sitting in these chairs next to each other having this conversation was a special access kind of thing. And I think Jason Wright feels burned. I think Carson Wentz feels burned. Not off the first question, but when he went down that line on that second, I was like, ooh, okay, so that was a bit much.
Philly didn't want you. Indy didn't want you. Because
your mom didn't want you.
Again,
they were left on the porch.
Other reporters have phrased that question a whole lot better than he did. But if you don't want to give him special access for that, pick up the phone and tell him. Don't put that out on Twitter.
I don't tell him. He just shows up and his pass don't work. That's how you tell him.
Or that, hey, however you want to do that.
Way.
But don't put that out on social media as the team president. I don't think that's a good look.
Billy from Phoenix says the reporter was asking about the elephant in the room. Yeah, he was, but I think on the second go round, that came across as rude. Big Stanky 87 says Sean King on the Visa Network at nights thinks Wentz is going to be a Pro Bowler. You mean like bowling or you mean football?
Like a pro bowler?
Yeah, like football Pro Bowl. Look,
strike.
If he can't do it this year, it ain't happening. The schedule is horrifyingly easy. You're going to play some bad teams. And he's got a ton of weapons, got a ton of receivers to throw the football to. If Carson can't be a Pro Bowler with this, it's not happening. That's what it is.
It's not happening.
Look, I did watch the Commanders preseason. I was looking at the backups. just so you know where my head is.
So okay. So I gotta be careful here. There was a time where my ex's husband suddenly started asking me stuff. Like he started just sort of talking about stuff, and I'm standing there and he's sort of lamenting the situation. He's like, and I'm just smiling. I'm like, so you basically, Keon, have my ex quarterback. And all I can do is just stand here. And it's the same feeling I had that day when my ex's husband was like, well, I don't even know what to think about this. And I'm just like,
run.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but
just run away.
I've been
pretty
clear how I felt about Carson Wentz. The moment the trade went through, I didn't like it. And look, every single year, I am capable of talking myself into liking the starting quarterback that we have. And we have had some bums. I have not been able to talk myself into Carson Wentz yet. It hasn't happened.
It's a record. After this bold-faced interview, you gotta respect the guy for his.
Oh no, I respect Carson.
He reacted calmly, and boy, he's almost like a politician. He did so well.
I look, Carson's faith in Christianity is a big part of it. If you say something like that to his face, he's really not gonna go overboard with it.
You lean over and like, what's up, mother effer? You want to step outside?
Another person might have been.
We are outside. You want to step inside?
The hell is that supposed to mean? But Carson's not going to do that because he is a classy guy. I just hope that his quarterback play is as good as he is a person.
So let's talk about a bad person. Desean Watson. I think we all enjoyed that he looked horrible. He played 3 series, completed 1 pass for 7 yards. He did not look good. Now, and under the same math, you can't really make much of it, but it's been a year, huh? Where since he's played down a football, right? It's been
it's been over 400 days or something like that.
Yeah. I think the Browns are going to get what they deserve. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, he looked very, very, very bad out there. And while he was out there, part of what might have impacted him was the Jaguar fans, because they were playing the Jaguars, chanting, "You sick F, you sick F." We do not have that clip. We're not going to play it.
I have the clip if you want to hear it.
No, we're not going to play it.
I don't think the dump button's going to cover me for how long that clip goes on.
And shouts of no means no. And I did that to Kobe, by the way.
And almost got stabbed.
Yeah, I almost got stabbed by a Laker fan, but I was up there. No means no. Kobe. I waited till quiet moments to shout it. Got laughs from the crowd, and then that growl turned around with "I'm gonna stab you." Anyway, so the Jaguars did unto Desean what I did unto Kobe. And I don't know, maybe that did rattle him a little bit, or maybe not playing for a year. Now he sucks. And I love it because that means that the Browns will not get their money's worth.
I mean,
sucks he gets the money, but I like to see the Browns get punished too.
I think he's going to figure it out because he is a good football player. At his peak before everything was exposed about him, he really did play the game at an incredibly high level. Like, I can't imagine he can't figure it out. But this is just a taste of what you're going to get.
He hasn't had massage in the longest time, so I think he's going to be a little bit stiff. Well, I mean, he was then too.
A little.
Yes,
that was the problem. Actually, that was exactly the problem.
He needed a pregame that one.
So, if this is what's happening at a preseason game in Jacksonville, I can't imagine how creative.
Shut your mouth about Jacksonville. I don't want to hear a damn word about Jacksonville.
All I'm saying is
wait till he goes to wait till he goes to a Steelers or Bengals game.
That's what I'm saying. That's not known for being the most fiery fan base.
Are they playing are you guys playing are they playing the Eagles? Are they playing the Eagles?
When he goes to Philly, it's going to be ruthless. Yeah.
They'll probably get rape kits thrown at him from the stands.
And the thing about it is, ESPN, keeps wanting to make him out to be a hero come home from war. And it's just not that way. They keep insisting on showing him signing autographs and capturing audio from Cleveland fans. We got your back, Six, and all this kind of business. Shut up. You know what? Just shut up.
And next preseason game is Philly.
If they bang the trash cans on the Astros, you can't imagine what they're going to do to Desean Watson. Against the spread, text in says, "Can you guys let Kyle Murray know my 9-year-old son is going to need his red T-shirt back?" I guess Kyler borrowed his shirt and his Mr. T startup kit chain to wear the sidelines Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Your son is a Mr. T. I want one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Half the Lefty says the good people of Fargo, North Dakota, want him though. So at least he's got that going for him.
Fargo is where Carson Wentz is from.
Oh my God, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Against the spread says, "Oh, thank you." Big Stanky says at least the massage therapist convention is in Cleveland. I guess he can go now. I guess he can go. He's not going to play. He ain't going to play. And I don't think the NFL is going to settle now. I mean, people think that it's possible that's what is, that guy has not said anything yet. What is to settle? Don't settle.
The league's not going to settle. They want a full season, and Desean is trying to settle for less than a full season. They're not going to settle.
You sick F. You sick F. It was satisfying.
Was it?
It was. Yeah, he was terrible. The crowd was completely against him. It was great.
So Matt LaFleur, I know that he can't seem to tell the truth about Jordan Love. Jordan Love, I told you guys, what was it last week? Jordan Love is not that guy. He's not been that guy. He's not going to be that guy. He's just going to be a backup quarterback. The reports have always been from camp, from training camp, from even as a backup, is competent enough, but not good enough. And I guess he had a pretty bad performance there in the preseason. But Matt LaFleur still insists on defending him, maybe because he thinks maybe he can trade him off or something at some point. But he was like, no, 2 of those 3 interceptions. I'm like, sorry, what? Didn't see the game, but I think I know where this is going. He said, I think 2 of those you can totally take off him. The third one, well, we had busted routes because the ball really should have gone there on the play, but he had nowhere else to go. So really, even then. So basically, LaFleur is just explaining away everything about Jordan Love.
Well, that's kind of his job, isn't it?
No. Bruce Arians have been like, oh, bleep me. I can't believe this.
Well, remember when Tom first got to Tampa Bay and had that bad week 1? And not even bad week 1. I think it was a bad week 2 or 3. It was early in the season. And Bruce Arians just completely threw him under the bus. If Bruce Arians had Jordan Love, I don't think Jordan could recover.
Look,
he'd probably have Jordan Love by the neck as he's talking about it. And then he dropped that coverage there. And then look what he did. No, you put your nose in it. He's rubbing his nose in it.
Yeah, Jordan Love wouldn't be on the team if Bruce Arians was the coach.
No.
And I don't know who Matt LaFleur is lying to more. Is he lying to everyone else to try and make Jordan Love feel better? Or has he committed the ultimate sin of lying to himself and he's trying to believe this? Because I can't tell.
He's full of crap. Because listen, he's able, well, I don't know, but he's able to coexist and work with Aaron Rodgers. He's either very smart or very smarmy. You know what I mean? He has kissed Aaron Rodgers' ass to an appropriate level where he can actually work together with him and do his job. I don't know. I don't know if he really believes he can't possibly believe this.
He doesn't need to kiss Jordan Love's ass. So, like, what is the point?
No, my point is that he's gotten so good at the ass kissing and the flower talk that he could do whatever. But I think he's smarter than that. I think he's just lying. What do you think, Randy? Is Matt LaFleur full of crap and just really good at it, or is he
he's lying,
fooling himself, or is he just lying to everybody?
He's lying to everybody. Come on. He knows that Jordan Love is not the guy, and he knows the team is in real serious trouble if Aaron Rodgers goes down. He knows that he's in trouble. He knows the team's in trouble because Jordan Love is all they have left.
Because you cannot throw 3 interceptions in a preseason game against vanilla defense. Can't do it.
If Jordan Love comes into a game for Aaron Rodgers for any reason, it will be running plays only.
Yep.
They're gonna go to the RPO offense, running plays only. No option, just running plays only.
He passes like that kicker kicks, the one that was hitting people on the sidelines and stuff. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, more NFL quarterbacks to talk about and a bunch of other stuff too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown! What a catch!
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure, and he goes down!
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bob Schwersky is on the text line. He said, hey, what do you mean if Aaron Rodgers goes down? Come on, Randy. Think positive. If. We do not wish injuries on anyone but Desean Watson on this show.
Damn, Bob Schwersky.
Yeah. I will wish injury on Desean Watson. That is I'll go there. These guys might not, but I do, because I do wish injuries on anybody that hurts a woman that does what he is said to have done. And I do believe the women. So it's not even a question for me. Now, everyone else might feel the other way. But outside of that, I have never wished injury on a player. Maybe I wouldn't mind if Aaron Rodgers sprained his hair or something. I don't know.
His hair already looks sprained.
He had like a little headache. That'd be all right.
If he had a headache.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play today. I got a headache.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Bob Schwersky, come on, man. 888-368-1580. So, as far as our opinion on the preseason, it's just not anything that matters. It's never anything that matters. And the coaches and the teams are looking for something that you don't know what they're looking for. So there might be a collection of people on the field, and maybe it's not even about those guys, and they kind of know, so they're not really giving it their all. They're also trying not to get hurt. And maybe it was just like, okay, we want to see how this tight end does in a blocking thing. So they don't even care how the play works. So you can't read too much in when the quarterback does bad. You also can't read too much in when the quarterback does good, because you don't know what the defense side is doing. Like, well, we're going to try this guy over here. That guy's going to totally get burned. Yeah, I know. Let's just see how that looks. Let's just see what happens. So none of it matters. None of it matters.
Yeah, the thing that a lot of coaches are looking for at this point, especially with young players, is do they have the traits that they showed in college when we drafted them, now that they're going up against professional athletes? Like Jordan Davis, the big guy out of Georgia, was just pile driving people in their preseason game. He looks like he belongs in the NFL. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking at right now.
Well, yeah, and that's where the entertainment value would be if I were to watch the preseason, is that you've got guys who are just trying to get a job. Now, I saw the report that came out. A couple of Cardinals players got cut. Nobody we know, but I felt bad for them. I always feel bad.
this is our dream. I don't know how many times I've been here and I've tried. It's like, Mom, it's like, honey, it's like, Dad, I'm going to try to make the team. Then next call you got to make is, they cut me. Yeah, it happened again. And I feel so bad for those guys. I don't know why I internalize that moment just because I don't know. It just makes me feel bad for those guys.
I think everybody can kind of relate to it too. Everyone's tried for a job or tried for some gig that they really wanted to have. And
not me and Randy. We've always gotten everything we want in this business.
Well, damn,
pretty much.
You know what?
I mean, you ended up here, so clearly something's gone wrong in your career.
It could have been worse. I've been in worse places, much worse. So yeah, I do think that there's a relatability to it. That's one of the things I like about the Hard Knocks. I know it's really curated by the NFL, but that the thing that's not fake is those guys are really trying to make a roster, and they tell you the story and you get invested, and then you get to the end and the guy gets cut. You feel bad.
Mm-hmm. I just feel bad, and I know I don't want the kicker on my team. If he blows the kick and we lose the game, get rid of that bum. But in the back of my head, I'm just like, oh, that poor guy. That's a human being there. That's not just a player. I mean, kickers aren't really players. Yeah, that's not, or somebody drops a pass and it's like, okay, go ahead, clean out your locker. You're not going to make it. I feel bad for the guys. That's all. Fubar 1000 says, who's going to be the quarterback for the Sea Chickens? I think the NFC West is the Cards to take. The 49ers a mess. Seahawks are a mess. So the Rams and the Cards, no competition. Well, the Rams and the Cardinals, those are going to be some epic battles, I think. I don't think it's going to be easy either direction.
I don't think so either. I'm not convinced that the 49ers are a complete mess.
I am.
I think they're going to take a step back because you're obviously going with a player that needs to gain some experience. But I don't think that team's a mess.
Why don't you draft Trey Lance then?
I might.
I dare you. I just dared Rosalie Michaels on Twitter to take Carson Wentz at her first pick. So I'm daring you to take Trey Lance.
I mean, I might. I don't. It depends on where I take a quarterback. But
here's what he said about he tried to not get killed during a run. That was my first time sliding in my whole life. Oh yeah, he's going to be great.
Well, the thing is, he was playing at North Dakota State. This guy didn't have to slide. He was running past everybody. He was so much more athletic than the people he was playing against in college. He was there was no reason to slide. There wasn't anybody who could tackle him. That could actually hurt him. And so now you got to protect yourself in the NFL. He's a young player. Of course, he's got to learn how to slide, but plenty of guys don't, like Zach Wilson.
Yeah. That didn't go well for him, did it? No. Yeah, let's talk about Matt Rule lying to everybody, saying Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Well, they were both in command out there. No, they weren't.
Come on, man.
In a different language than the guys they were leading? I don't know.
I know it's preseason, but Baker looked like a better quarterback significantly to me, but that's just me. Also, I just not a fan of Sam Darnold. I just watched him play and I was like, wow, he still looks like Sam Darnold.
You know what you do? Randy, if I were in a quarterback competition with you, let's say this is how Randy's mind would work as an athlete. We'd be quarterback competition.
I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead.
Randy and me. And here what Randy would do constantly to mess with me. Every chance he get, he'd hand me a clipboard. No matter what clipboard it was, he'd be like, here, hold this. Hey! He would constantly be putting a clipboard in my hand.
Coach and borrow his clipboard just to hand it to you.
Just walk by, grab one off a chair. Here you go. Because you know how it is. Somebody hands you something, you just automatically take it. It's like, no! Get used to it, kid. All right, so you mentioned Zach Wilson, and the word on that is he needs a meniscus trim. It ain't the first time he's gotten some trim. Am I right?
Hello.
He'll be gone for 2 to 4 weeks.
Huzzah!
Yeah, we've all been. And so now Joe Flacco gets another shot.
Wow. This is one of the good things that the preseason is good for. That guy's still playing football. I completely forgot that Joe Flacco existed.
Yeah.
I just completely forgot.
I thought he
37-year-old Joe Flacco. He's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up.
I'll never forget the time he got took one in the ear hole and he was all concussed and sitting there like, oh. That's how I always see his face now. Anytime I see him now, he just looks like.
You mean like that picture of you and Keon on the Twitter with your tongue hanging out and your eyes rolling around?
Oh yeah, that was trippy. That was
Yeah.
trippy. Lost Toby put that up there, that was an interesting app. And it was like, come on, why did you pick the clipper? Randy wouldn't look up because if Randy looked up, he'd get. They were talking about the swirly eyes, swirly tongue app. You just make anybody look like they're like. I don't know. It was a little sexual almost. I think,
it turned me on seeing you guys do that.
Mr. Wilbur says, I know I've used this one last year, probably this year, but the year before that. But preseason football is like kissing your sister. And yes, I hope my sister is Jennifer Lopez. And just for that one time when she kisses me back, it's a lot of fun. Still, even if that's your sister, Wilbur.
What?
If Jennifer Lopez really was your actual sister, that's still wrong.
You would not see her that way.
No, you would.
Or you shouldn't.
No. She's her stepsister. Still wrong. Yeah, it's still.
What about cousin?
Wrong.
Cousin's wrong.
I can't imagine why anybody want to kiss their cousin. It's like, what do you want? I don't want to make out with someone that looks like me.
Second
in any
cousin.
way.
What about like a second cousin?
No. This ain't the royal family, Randy. I ain't trying to
third cousin.
hold on to the bloodline or nothing.
No cousins at all.
No cousins.
What about a distant aunt?
No, there's no such thing as a distant aunt. That's too close in the bloodline, man. Hefty Lefty says sources are saying that the Jets are still debating whether Joe Flacco is elite or not. Yeah,
what?
Sure they are.
Feel like that ship sailed a long time ago, but
elite.
Rough Rob says super blow Joe Flacco. Don't forget it. Goose's last plane ride says I trimmed Trey Lance on my chest and then shaved all my hair off with a dull blade. What? What's that?
Why?
I have no idea.
Why?
He says, I'm drafting Jimmy Garoppolo, still a better quarterback than most. Yeah, draft him with your first pick, though. I dare you. I dare you. So anyway, Zach Wilson, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it's still bad enough that he has to have some surgery. And so he'll be out 2 to 4 weeks, which means Joe Flacco is your starter week 1. Lucky.
Very lucky. There was a point there where I thought about putting out a wellness check for Bruce Jacobs and his New York Jets.
You know what he does? He'll just super focus on the Mets.
That's true. Damn.
And anytime somebody says Jets, he just hears Mets. How about the Mets? Jets, Mets, Jets, Mets.
This is why it's a problem that they're good. This is why it's a problem that they're good. I can't get to them.
Yes, it's a problem when someone is insufferable about their teams. It's a problem when their teams are good, but it's almost worse when they're bad. Then they become even more aggressive. You know what I mean? I think that you got to give Bruce Jacobs at least something that's working, because if you don't, too much fire. Too much much. Fish Tank says, if Jennifer Lopez is your stepsister, it just means you and your dad have similar tastes. My dad's gay.
My dad's dead.
So is mine.
Gay or dead?
Dead.
No, all our dads are dead. I was kidding. He wasn't really gay. Hefty Lefty says that Bills punter they drafted. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. It was an amazing play, but we're talking quarterbacks right now, not non-NFL players.
Well, and punters are not players.
No, they're not players. They're not. Anyway, so Tom Brady. They could have just not said anything, and I would have been fine. Because remember where they said, well, Tom Brady is going to be gone for a little bit.
Personal reasons.
And I'm not telling nobody. And the team's like, well, it's none of our business. We're not telling me. And I was like, it's none of my business. But there was speculation. It's like, geez, if it was planned, because they said it was planned.
I think he got the big V.
You think he had the vasectomy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a day. It's not like weeks. So, but here's what and now there's a report out saying the training camp hiatus has nothing to do with the health of Tom Brady or his family members. Does cosmetic surgery count in health of Tom Brady? Because a lot of people think he's had work done over the years, because if you look at his rookie picture versus the 5 years later, 10 years later, and now you're like, that dude's had some work done.
Yeah, I am one of those people that you do not progress naturally the way that Tom Brady has. You don't
But
get
what
older.
if he had a kind of a pudge face, and then he's working out and he's exercising. Maybe that was just a natural reaction to his body becoming leaner.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it possible?
It is possible. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not. It's just
he deflated his face.
He just seemed to. His face got more defined the older he got. Yeah. Just at some point, okay, you've lost the baby fat, but even between year 10 and now, his face is different.
And you know how his eyes look crazy? I wonder if he has had something done to his eyes.
Mm.
We sound like a bunch of catty real wives of Scottsdale now. I mean, we got to start like looking for scar lines and stuff.
Just real detective work over something that does not matter.
No, it doesn't matter. But I'm struggling with this, not because it's any of my business. If he says personal reasons, okay, fine. But if it's not about his health or his family members' health, the hell is going on? Listen, at your age, Tom Brady, you got to keep on moving. You got to keep it going. You can't stop working out. You can't, because the moment you do, that's when you slip, and that's when you get hurt and you fail. And so now just saying, all right, I'm taking a couple weeks off. Of all people, the oldest guy in the damn league should be in camp, maybe not in a preseason game, but he should be working in camp, don't you think?
This is un-Tom Brady like.
I'll say. I mean, he has he has that Michael Jordan drive, that with the practice and the challenging other people to spend the time and do the work, and is not, across the board, whether it's film study, whether it's calisthenics, whether it's sticking to your diet, no matter what those things are, Tom Brady, that's his thing. There's no such thing as a day off. It's the off season. What off season? It's always a season. So now he's just like, I'm taking some time.
And that's what's concerning about it. It's that he doesn't miss time. He's not that person, especially once you get to camp. I've seen other players kind of take it easy. He's just not wired that way. So when he's taking the time off and it's not, the serious things that you think of immediately, you start thinking, the hell is it then?
Maybe he promised to drive Giselle to some plastic surgery, and she says, you can go back to the game, but you have to drive me still. And I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know what else would do.
He's missing 11 days.
Anybody got any ideas on this?
I think it's the big V. Think about it. 11 days. He gets the thing done.
It's one day.
He gets the thing done, and then he's on the couch for a day with the frozen peas on his sack there.
Right.
He's got to recover for a few days. No lifting heavy things, no straining, no stretching, no nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then he's got to go back in 7 days for the follow-up. Okay, so there's 7 of the 11 right there. And then
that's just silly.
What?
This is silly.
I put it together. I have a very cogent timeline here, and you're shooting it down?
It's a one-day deal. He'd be back at it a couple days later.
One-day deal.
A couple days later at the most.
We're talking about his his low hangers. We're talking about his coconuts.
His dangling participles don't need a full 10 days to recover.
Listen, if I ever get the big V, which I never have, it's obvious by how many children I have.
Oh, you have a mess of them.
Yes, I have children all over the place here. But listen, if I ever get the big V, I'm taking at least 11 days off. At least.
You're going to take one more day than Tom Brady?
You're damn right I am.
Yeah, I think you're worth it. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We only have, we have no more. We're out of NFL quarterbacks because, we are. I guess I printed this Zach Wilson page twice. I'm not going to do that MILF joke again. So let's move on. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so whip down your phone was out. Put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, wait, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Looking for ways to shine bright this summer? With Summer of Dash Pass by DoorDash, get more member-only perks and discounts than ever before. The more you shop, the more you save, with 0 delivery fees and access to exclusive items that make your summer feel easy and breezy. Sign up now with promo code RADIO22 for 50% off your first order up to $15 value. Dash Pass benefits apply only to eligible orders that meet the minimum order amount. Other fees, taxes, and gratuity may apply. Terms apply.
The Fanatic goes live and comes to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace August 26th and 27th. Friday, we'll be broadcasting live beginning at high noon with the main event. Then the Blender from 3 till 6. On Saturday, it's the much anticipated Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party beginning at 11 a.m. Don't have a team? It's okay. Just come hang out with us. August 26th, noon till 6. And again, Saturday, the 27th, beginning at 11 a.m. The Fanatic goes live at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. We'll see you there.
This is Brian Busberger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
I don't know what it is about that Blender Fantasy Football promo that I heard there a minute ago, but I like whoever did that.
I really like the guy who did the Dave & Buster's remote broadcast.
That's another good one.
That is. He did
Man,
great.
lately we've been getting some real radio gold on this station.
They rock.
Go yard all summer long to $5 Dinger Tuesdays, which will be tomorrow with the FanDuel Sportsbook. This season, all customers get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. Now the Snakes will be in action tomorrow. And Christian Walker's starting to heat up. So maybe you select him as your to hit a home run player.
Maybe.
Or Aaron Judge is a good guy, but Jeffrey won't. He won't
Never. No.
Xander Bogart has been playing. What was the texter a while ago? Or they said something about a Dinger Tuesday. Who was that? Anyway,
we have many texts. I can't remember.
Best part about Dinger Tuesdays, even if your bet loses, and the Snakes probably will, you'll get paid $5 for every home run. So what are you waiting for? Pick up your home run hitter and turn big swings into big wins. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sports book. Head on over to the FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's easy. Sign up is easy. Took me 90 seconds. Sign up is easy and ready to go, and it's secure. Sign up using my promo code Randy1580. That's Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Wilson Contreras is the face, the worst pitcher in baseball.
What?
I know, it was a big stank he just said. Wilson Contreras, the Cubs face, worst pitcher in baseball.
Okay. Wilson Contreras is the guy you might want to put a $25 to hit a home run on Dinger Tuesday.
It was Big Stanky who said that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the Big Stanky knows.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, it's back to school season. Maybe Tom Brady's driving his kid to school for the first week. Got a feeling he's got people for that. You know what I mean? I don't think I hear Giselle do those things.
And his kids aren't that little. This isn't the first time they've been to school.
I mean, he might just give them a nice open mouth kiss goodbye at the door, but somebody else is driving these kids to school, and Giselle ain't cleaning the house. You know what I mean? And Tommy's not out there with a lawnmower. They have a full staff of people doing all of these things. And I would almost imagine that maybe they have body doubles, people who look like them just doing the parenting, taking care of that. The kids don't know any better. They're like, I thought it was him all this time. All right. That's how rich Tom Brady is. He can afford that.
You were talking about maybe it was some sort of cosmetic procedure that Tom was having.
His eyes have looked a bit different lately. You know what I mean? It just kind of has that look of a guy. Now, I didn't used to think it was true about the plastic surgery, but now I'm kind of like,
If you guys, if you can look up his last presser that he had, right after practice, fresh off the old practice field, his face is really gaunt.
That's what he's lost
his
weight.
His face is really, really gaunt.
He's like 3% body fat.
So you might be right. He might be getting some buildup of the old cheek muscles.
Little filler, but
little gel filler.
Dude, I had a girlfriend do that once. She had got the filler in her cheeks, and it went wrong. And one side looked like she had a big old bruise and black eye. Every time we went to a restaurant, people were looking at me.
Oh no!
Well, you should. Yeah, I know my pal. He was.
Yeah. It was very uncomfortable that people thought I was like there. You could tell, and then the men were looking at me like, "Oh, I'm going to go over there and whip his ass." And the women kept kind of doing that, like looking at her like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Like
blink twice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, we are not going out again until you heal up. Your vanity is going to get my ass kicked. Hefty Lefty says Jeffrey has spent lots of time staring in Tom Brady's eyes, for research purposes. No, I'd like this horrible cheating piece of crap. That's what he is. The Jet says, I filled my girlfriend one time.
What
the hell is that?
What?
Clarification.
Chief Skull says, afternoon, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. Did Randy just say Dingy Tuesdays? No, he said Dinger Tuesdays. Yeah.
Dinger Tuesdays.
Says, my Vikings run game looked good for backups. The backup quarterbacks look like they could be starters for Detroit. Well, maybe not the Vikings. I got news for you guys. The Vikings are going to have a really hard time.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Now that Zimmer's gone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like their coach, the new coach, Kevin O'Connell. And at least I think their offense is going to be pretty nice. It just depends on how things go with Justin Jefferson because they're putting it all on him.
It's not going to be a great season for the Vikings.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are going to be pretty good.
They're going to be under 500.
I think they're going to be above 500.
Wow. Do I feel another bet coming on here, gentlemen?
I don't know that we care enough about the Vikings to make a bet.
No, I think you do. You guys have been talking about it for 5 minutes.
We can write it down and we can just say, I told you.
Lunchtime bet here.
Yeah,
guys.
I'll put it in.
If only I cared enough.
And whoever wins, I get lunch.
Yeah, just to be a little glib.
Nothing to do with you, Randy.
What?
Nothing to do with you.
Everything's to do with me.
It's a smugness bet, which just means the other person's allowed to get good and smug. That's it.
No,
So
no one's going to pay for a pizza over the Minnesota Vikings.
Keon's going over 500. You're going way under 500.
Yeah. Let me tell you, we have so many bets out there right now for lunch and this and that somebody's going to go poor. It's a lot of pizza bets. So all right, let's talk about this whole new thing. So the NFL officials were told, hey, all right, their new focus this year, look after them illegal contact fouls there.
Yeah.
And so 15 illegal contact flags were thrown in preseason.
Can I ask a question? It's going to sound really stupid.
Sure.
Is it still tackle football?
It's looking less and less like it, but yes, it is.
Can I maybe Jeffrey, you can explain to me?
Yeah.
Your old pal here, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
The hell is there an illegal contact for in tackle football?
I'm kind of confused by it, but what they say it is when a defender it touches the quarterback when they still have the ball in the pocket if they hit them in a certain way. I'm not completely clear on what that way is, but it's a 5-yard penalty and automatic first down. So is this under the kneecaps? Is this into the groinal area? Is this in the throat?
Hitting him in the head.
Where can you tackle him?
So can you
just tackle him?
I think that if he
has the ball, can you tackle him?
Look, if you're a quarterback in the NFL, you should just go ahead and wear skirt and heels because oh my God. They're really making this soft.
Respect his life choices, if that's what they want to do.
I'm not saying anything about life choices here. I'm just, oh my God, are you kidding me? Really? Illegal touching? Oh, he touched my shoulder. I had the ball. He didn't tackle me. Illegal touching.
I mean,
really?
I'm looking at this definition here on Yahoo Sports, and when a defensive player initiates contact with a receiver more than 5 yards downfield while the quarterback is still in the pocket.
Oh my God!
I mean that.
Yeah. Here we go.
What game are we even playing at this point?
You can't touch him at all.
You can't initiate the contact. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So two receivers are running down the field together. You can't put your hand on them. Just like
if the receiver initiates the contact, then you can.
But you can't, as you're trying to run with him there. You can't touch his arm or leg. Just how they run sometimes. And they kind of do that little hand fighting. You can't do that.
I mean, technically, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, that's illegal.
If they're going to define that as contact, then you wouldn't be able to, unless the quarterback leaves the pocket. But most defenders aren't looking at the quarterback; they're looking at the receiver.
You mean most referees?
Well, most referees are looking at the quarterback.
Oh, defenders. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Most defenders aren't looking at the quarterback; they're looking at the guy they're covering. So how do you know when the quarterback leaves the pocket if you're covering your guy?
Well, the NFL's heavily involved in this the Olympics, bringing flag football to the Olympics.
You don't have to bring it to the NFL though.
Well, it
seems like that's
where it's going. Yeah, illegal.
And I'm a big player safety person, but this is not about safety. You can't touch the guy. That's not. I don't even know what that is.
Hefty Lefty says Desean Watson starts each game with an illegal contact penalty. Big Stanky says Jeffrey would like to do a Colts Titans cigar bet. Oh, would I? Colts? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, Big Stanky. Put it into some sort of a phrase and we'll see if that works out. But I feel pretty good about my chances against the Titans this year, at least. Not even talk to anybody about the Jaguars. I'm not going to. I ain't talking to nobody about the damn Jaguars. Forget it. It was just a lot of flags for week one. There was only 36 flags for illegal contact in the entire 18-week regular season. 97 was the average between 2002 and 2020. So yeah, that if this continues at this rate, you're looking at hundreds over the course of a season. Hundreds.
So explain to me how this makes the game better.
I don't know. I don't know who brought this up, why this is a thing. Is somebody getting injured because of some of these plays? Is who's complaining about this?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if, a safety just comes down and crushes a receiver before, the ball's even there.
That doesn't happen.
Exactly. That doesn't happen very often. It's the only thing I can think of.
Makes no sense. The Jet says the Cardinals only had 2 penalties. Congratulations, Cardinals.
The Cowboys had more than everybody.
Mr. Wilbur says, I will take this one to my grave. The NFL needs to change the illegal contact rule so that it's not an automatic first down unless the quarterback specifically throws towards that receiver who is being illegally contacted or held.
It's an automatic first down if they call it?
Yep.
Oh, dear God.
Yep. 5 yards, automatic first down.
God.
NFL doesn't want defenders knocking the receiver off the route, says Last Optimist, throwing off pass timing. Maximum advantage to the offense. Have to increase scoring. You want to increase that ratings. That's money. Yeah, good point, Last Optimist. And that is the last point of this hour. 2 down, 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Set your picks each week and see if you are this season's best game picker. Play against the Fanatic Air staff. Play against your fellow listeners. First prize is $1,580. Second place is $500. Thanks to our great friends at Harmon Solar. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Centennial Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-865-1168. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-865-1168. That's 800-865-1168. Again, 800-865-1168.
Hi, Jada Cantor here, Desert Wholesale Diamond. I'm Diamond Dave's daughter. For over 31 years, my dad has been importing directly from overseas and building beautiful rings for clients, all at wholesale prices. How can he do what no one else can? He grew up in my grandpa's 22-store chain, starting part-time at age 13. And when he sold to the big chains, my dad started his own company in 1990. No one else with the fourth-generation connections, in-house importing, and design opens their office to individuals but him. He loves offering expertise to you so you can get a true wholesale deal and propose with the ring you never imagined possible. It's amazingly rewarding, and so many of his clients become friends. If you had a friend that could offer you a true wholesale deal on a diamond, wouldn't you call him? Well, now you do. My dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com. That's diamonddaveaz.com.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting a K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room there, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Chief Skull says, did anyone see ESPN First Take this morning? No. Why would I do? We have the morning show here. In fact, don't forget, tomorrow morning, Mike Jurecki joins Bruce and Dale at 7:20 a.m.
And I don't believe that will be on the back of a boat, like I guess First Take was this morning. He says they filmed it on the back of some small boat on a river in New York. Dumbest thing I've ever seen on TV. Thanks for laughs, Espen. I don't watch that.
It was terrible. You couldn't hear anything.
Well, that's all that shouty stuff all the time anyway. So it's just like, eh.
Yeah. Well, imagine shouting plus boat noises. That's.
Stephen A. Smith was on a small boat.
I don't know.
Wearing an orange suit for some reason. It was odd.
Yeah.
Try to. Casey falls in. I mean, it's that safety orange, right?
Easy to find them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Big George says, Randy, weren't you stationed at Camp Lejeune in 1953? You might be entitled to compensation.
Don't think I was ever at Camp Lejeune, but thank you. Thank you.
Doc Mike says, I'm glad that the NFL refs aren't cops. They'd get you for tailgating. They'd upgrade that to sodomy. Wow. Well, I don't believe sodomy is illegal, but all right. Big Stanky 87 says Titans win the division for a cigar, and week 4 Titans win in Indy for a cigar. You can surprise me with any cigar, Jeffrey. Big Stanky, as a Titans fan, wants to have a bet with me, a Colts fan, about I'm not going to let's not mess with the division. First off, they're not going to win the division. But I will do a cigar bet with you on the game or games. Okay, we can do one on. I think they play both twice. But yeah, cigar bet on the games. How about that, Big Stinky? Don't embarrass yourself. The Titans aren't going to the playoffs. It's just not. Ukla says, "Hey, Randy, Keon, Radio Pal, can you do me a favor and change the fantasy draft time to 1 p.m.?" No, it's 1:30 p.m.
1:30. Yeah.
Not changing the time. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to adjust your life.
Yeah.
We're not adjusting our life for you. I mean, listen, hold on a second, text line. Hold on a second, fourth dimension. Hold on with your text at 888-368-1580. I got to check with something with the boys here. Hey, Keon, you had any contact with Roquan Smith?
No, I have not.
Randy?
No, I haven't had any contact with Roquan Smith.
Okay. Just want to make sure we were clear on this, because the NFL is warning people, don't you dare call Roquan Smith or his camp without the Bears' permission.
Why?
Well, they're fighting, and Roquan Smith wants to be traded, and I guess the Bears are like, no, and they're like, and so the NFL's like, hey, don't you dare talk to this guy, because the Bears have not given permission for any of this tampering. Don't you tamper with Roquan? Is anybody going to go out of their way to tamper with Roquan Smith? Is he worth the tampering?
Yes. He's one of the best linebackers in football.
No, I got you, but is it worth the penalty of tampering?
Yeah. I mean, if you need a linebacker, I think you would be silly not to think about it.
But the punishment fit the benefit of achieving what you're doing.
Well, when the league actually decides to enforce tampering, no. Almost no one is, except for Tom Brady. And that's about it.
Is there any super fans out there? Have you approached Roquan Smith? This is serious business.
Yeah, I'm taking it serious.
Don't tamper.
On behalf of CRC Broadcasting, 1580 The Fanatic and the Daily Blender, I just want to be the first to say, don't you dare tamper with Roquan Smith.
No.
Okay. Now, I didn't know about this before I sent that fruit basket. I didn't know about that.
Oh, geez.
When I sent the Colts stuff.
Oh, boy.
I didn't know.
Oh, boy.
Because the NFL had not warned us. But now they've warned us. Nobody else better do what I did.
Yeah.
Especially not you, Keon.
What did I do?
Hefty Lefty says, Roquan's staying in Navy and Orange this season. It'll be with the Broncos, though. Please, God. Don't you do it, Hefty Lefty.
Don't call him.
Don't you get in the way of my tampering. My tampering is in fuego.
Well, it won't be the Cardinal and the white of the Cardinals, because hell, they're set on defense, right?
Yeah.
They're so damn good on defense, they let Chandler Jones walk away.
Big George says, sorry, I approached Roquan Smith about coming to the Cardinals. Oh, I'm sorry.
Big George.
My bad.
Shame. Shame.
Another shame. I've been asked to make a a ruling on whether or not J.J. Watt gets a man card violation.
Uh-oh.
Evidently, he sort of panicked. He woke up in the morning, went into the bathroom, and he found a snake in there. Well, then it turned out. Here, take a listen to what J.J. Watt had to say about that.
All right, here is an update on the snake situation. For those of you who don't know, woke up this morning, went to the bathroom, found a baby rattlesnake in the corner of the bathroom, curled up in the corner. I'm from Wisconsin. I don't have a lot of experience with snakes. A couple garden snakes here or there, a couple in Houston, but don't know a lot about snakes. Don't know how to handle snakes. Not a big fan of snakes. When I got down here to Arizona, everybody said, watch out for the scorpions and watch out for the rattlesnakes. You live close to the mountains, there's going to be snakes. Monsoon season brings out the snakes. Stay away from rattlesnakes. Babies are the most venomous rattlesnake because they don't know how to handle their venom. They shoot it all in their first bite. So I got all this stuff in my head. So I call a guy. I don't know what to do. So I call this guy, and he comes out to the house. He takes a look at it. And he just picks it up with his bare hands. And he goes, it's not a rattlesnake. It's a long-nosed snake. Completely harmless. And then he left. So if you ever want to feel like a wimp, that's the way to do it.
So the question is, does J.J. Watt get a man card violation for wimpiness? And the answer is no. First off, who's brave enough to tell him he got a man card violation? I am at a distance, but I wouldn't walk up to him and say it. Listen, he's right. Everything he was told is right. The baby scorpions, the baby rattlesnakes, they're the most deadly. And if you walked in your bathroom and found that, you'd be like, nope, close the door, put a towel there so they can't get through, and you call somebody. That was the appropriate way to go. Now, J.J. Watt saying he felt like a wimp. See, that's what we don't have is the information on how he actually acted when he found it. We don't know how he responded.
Yeah.
If he's sitting there feeling like a wimp, I kind of wonder if he was acting like a wimp.
I don't think so.
I don't have that evidence, so I cannot rule. But if he said he was like, oh my God, there's a thing, oh my God, he's panicking, he's screaming like a wee girl, then okay, then I might give him a man card violation. But, I do not have that evidence. I may not rule on something I don't have. I can only rule that, he did the right thing by making that phone call. That is not a man card violation. That's smart. And if he didn't know what he was looking at, he shouldn't feel like a wimp. Maybe feel like getting some eyeglasses. And remember that rattlesnakes, even the little ones, go. If you don't hear that, well, then again, that's also not a good point.
I don't think the babies ever rattle.
No, but even if they don't, boy, don't trust that thing.
Yeah,
because it may not be pissed off yet.
If it's the one time the snake doesn't, especially if it's a baby snake, it doesn't even know to be angry. Then you sit there. I don't hear a rattle and grab it and get yourself bitten by a snake. Don't worry about that.
So now I need to go back. I got to find the and Randy, if you can find it, the tweet or the video of him. Because I guess earlier in the day, he'd asked Arizonans, hey, what do you do about this? If he was panicking and, oh, my God, in that one, then I could maybe make a designation. But at this point, it is not a man card violation.
What it sounds like is you have a guy from Wisconsin, the great North. And he just, when he found out the snake was harmless, he probably wishes he could have handled it himself.
Well, what you do is you get one of those little get things off of a shelf thing. You have the little trigger and it's got the little hand like that, You got to get a good one. Oh, make sure it's a good one. Not a cheap plastic one, like a metal one, right? And you reach in, you grab that, and when my neighbors start smoking on their back patio, fling it over the fence in that direction. That is exactly what I would do. Maybe I don't have to smell cigarette smoke every time I walk outside anymore if that happens.
That's one way to handle that problem.
What the hell? Honey, it's in your hair. We got real quiet over there, didn't it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't smell the smoke so much now. Weird. Hefty Lefty says, if you find a baby rattlesnake, all you got to do is boop its snoot, and then it'll be your friend.
No.
Okay, that is not true.
No. Stay away from the snoot.
Last Optimist says, sad to say, I killed a baby king snake a few years back because it was shaking its tail like a rattler. If I had known it was a king snake, I'd have put it in a bucket and just taken it out to a field. Don't beat yourself up, man. You got to be careful. You got to protect yourself, and better on the err on the side of caution. Prison Wallet says, I don't think it's wimpy at all. Small rattlesnakes may not have rattles. You might not be able to hear them, or if they're cold, they won't rattle it. You don't know any better. Just play it safe. That's what I'm saying, Prison Wallet. You and I agree.
Yep.
Big George says baby rattlers don't necessarily have their rattlers yet. So JJ Watt was right, completely in his manly bounds. Yep. Yeah. I think we all agree on that.
Absolutely.
I want to hear from the person who doesn't. I want to hear from the person who's like, JJ Watt is such a wuss. Hey, just go in there. You grab with your big meaty hands. You're a big guy. You're tough. Just grab that rattlesnake. You can do it. I just don't think anybody's going to say that.
Yeah. Just fight off the snake venom with raw willpower.
Yeah. I mean, you could get bit a couple times and probably be okay.
Sure, you could. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Just call 911 before you pass out.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the football again. And now, remember earlier when I said that, kickers are not really football players. They're just the guys who go out and do a thing. And one of those guys, his name is Cairo Santos. And maybe just to say something else. The kickers, there's more kickers. There's not like a shortage of kickers. But Cairo Santos is putting his job in jeopardy because he's like, it was reckless for the Bears to play on this subpar turf at Soldier Field. Evidently, a couple of fields over the weekend were a bit rough. And I guess it got a little bit soggy. And so he's like, I think it's reckless that we have a product out there in the league right now. Big time players, both teams out there. It's too bad if the field becomes an issue where there's an injury. It's just reckless. Reckless. Cairo, calm down.
Chill, my guy.
Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it rains, and sometimes there's snow, and sometimes you're in the sleet and the mud. And yeah, it's a preseason game. If you get there, you're like, all right, everybody take it easy out there. But it's reckless. So evidently, I guess an Elton John concert, messed up the field. Allegiant Field got messed up by a soccer game. They wanted like please water the field more. We like it wet and slippery, so when we fall down, we can slide in like 17 feet. But I guess it's just the field was wet, and that was that. So no big deal.
It wasn't just wet. Now, Cairo Santos, the kicker, saying this doesn't carry as much weight as somebody else saying it. So the fact that other people didn't really complain about it is an issue. But it wasn't just wet. There were like holes in the field, and they were filling it in with sand during the commercial breaks.
Don't be a wimp, says Matt Eberflus. He said, no, the grass was firm. It was good.
There were divots in the field, Matt.
Those ground crews were doing a great job. They were, doing their best there.
As a person who has to watch FedEx Field roughly half of an NFL season, I've got an eye for these things. Your grounds crew did not do a good job. They did not do a good job. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, but I guess they said that Allegiant Stadium was worse. The big gaps of grass and the big chunks of it gone. And here is something that was interesting. Somebody said that the soccer team that plays there requested more water at the NFL, than the NFL would want, and then somehow it got moldy.
What?
Yeah, there was mold on the field.
Oh. I'm just glad to see it's other fields for once. That's just selfishly it's other people for the first time in my life. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody else has had sewage pipes burst open on people's heads.
Listen, that's not the field. That's the stadium. That's a different situation. I put a personal distinction in there just so I can continue to feel good.
Blissful A's says, now we know why JJ Watt gets hurt every year. He's a wimp. Why would he admit to that?
Oh, boy.
Good Cat says, I nominate kicker Santos for man card violation for what he said about being reckless. Sorry. Yeah, if I say it, it messes me up because I'm too manly. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, off topic question. I was listening to the Blender this weekend. Well, you couldn't have because the Blender's not on over the weekend.
Perhaps it was a podcast.
He said, I caught part of the NASCAR race. They kept referring to the pit crew as athletes and not mechanics.
Yeah.
Do you classify pit crew as athletes? No. I think they're probably badasses. I think they're very skilled, and I think it takes a certain amount of physical strength and ability and just stamina. But I don't consider them athletes. No, Randy.
I do consider them athletes because a lot of them are former pro and collegiate football players.
And you can be an athlete even if you're not in a sport. Like a gymnast is an athlete, even though gymnastics is not a sport.
Yeah, I don't have my sheet. I think you're right. I think we did say that. Ookla says, when I was a teenager, I used to catch rattlesnakes up in the old Michigan tundra.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they had rattlesnakes in Michigan.
Me neither.
Where don't they have rattlesnakes?
Hawaii.
They got to have snakes in Hawaii.
No, they got snakes, but I don't think they have rattlesnakes.
They have like vipers or something.
I believe a rattlesnake is a viper.
No, it's not.
I believe it is.
It's not.
American rattlesnake, I believe,
sure
is a pit viper.
Yeah, I'm going to need some proof of that.
Okay.
Send me a link.
Mm-hmm.
Last Optimist says, like how the Bears kicker says he finds the roughest field he can practice on when he kicks, so he's ready for Soldier Field. The Chicago Fire moved their game to another field because of the poor grass there. Yeah. Yeah, it's also Chicago. So there's lots of murders. Big Stanky says, if J.J. Watt was Chuck Norris, the snake would die if it bit him. It is true. It is absolutely true. Big George says, I was watching the Nationals and Padres game this weekend, and the center field at National Ballpark looked like Freddy Krueger tore it apart. Turned out there's a Lady Gaga concert the past week, and it left some serious damage.
Yeah, those concerts too, man. Mm-hmm.
All the stage setup, and it's Lady Gaga, so there's a bunch of other things that come with it.
Generally, they put down a row of wood planks, like plywood or some sort of wood planking.
Be the only way Lady Gaga would give me wood. I just don't find her attractive.
Before they set up the staging, I mean, I wasn't talking about that wood.
So one last thing before we go to break.
Okay.
The kick that was mentioned earlier, Matt Ariza, he's a rookie for the Bills, and while I was watching the Colts for like a minute and a half, he punts the ball, 82-yard punt, went all the way back into the end zone because nobody imagined that it would, that it was going to go that far. His own players, how they do, they'll try to get your own players to go down there and try to get it right before it goes in the end zone. So that's where it is. But it was a touchback because it went to the end zone. Nobody saw that coming. And this guy's running going, are you kidding me? It was an amazing punt. Now this guy is, if he can do that, and it turns out he has done it before in college, a very similar play. So this guy has a huge future as a punter in the NFL, and why I don't find him to be an actual football player. Tell you what, wow, the Bills got themselves a hell of a punter if he can continue with consistency.
And it's an important ability to have to be able to flip the field like that. If you can put the ball that far, then there's no place on the field that you can't pin the opponent into.
Yeah, that I got to give you credit for. That was an amazing piece of punting right there. All right, must take break. Come back, talk more NFL. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Less than 3 weeks until the start of the college football season. Alabama, the favorite to win the college football playoff national championship at plus 210. Ohio State at plus 350. Defending national champion Georgia at plus 475. The NFL preseason in full swing. The regular season on the way in less than a month. Odds for NFL comeback player of the year. The Titans' Derrick Henry, the plus 350 favorite, followed by Jameis Winston of the Saints at plus 500 and Christian McCaffrey of the Panthers at plus 800. The latest World Series odds have the Dodgers still the favorite to win it all at plus 350, the Yankees at plus 425, and the Astros at plus 450. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store, only limit 30.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You can win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
The Fanatic goes live and comes to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace August 26th and 27th. Friday, we'll be broadcasting live beginning at high noon with the main event. Then the Blender from 3 till 6. On Saturday, it's the much-anticipated Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party beginning at 11 a.m. Don't have a team? It's okay. Just come hang out with us. August 26th, noon till 6. And again Saturday, the 27th, beginning at 11 a.m. The Fanatic goes live at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. We'll see you there.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm trying to remind, why am I so damn tired? I'm like, oh yeah, I've been up since 4:30 this morning. We had a flood. I'm sure you heard about it quite a bit on the morning show. I can't imagine they could have kept quiet about the fact that there was standing water in the control room, where the electronics are, and in the studio here. So I got woke up with that this morning, and why am I tired? But yeah, this is crazy what happened. That storm over the weekend, Randy. There was periods of time that it dumped an unbelievable amount of water.
Oh yeah. It was very dangerous too. A lot of lightning, a lot of high winds. Yeah.
Out here, right outside this window, a tree that has been here forever, unfortunately went down, and then it pulled up a bunch of roots. It broke some irrigation pipes, and I don't know if it was just the deluge of rain or if it was something to do with the irrigation pipes out there. But yeah, our studios were flooded and stuff. So I'm thinking, I hope Mike Jurecki is on the phone tomorrow at 7:20 a.m. on the morning show, because the guys that came in here with the fans and everything, which we have to remember to turn back on when we leave. The people who came in with the fans, they came down here. They got here pretty quick. They got a bunch of the water out, and then we got fans to dry up the carpet and all that stuff. But they added a thing, a scent. I was like,
they added a scent.
I was like, what is that? Oh, that's right. That was my first horrible apartment cover up the smell of the bodies from before I moved in smell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is some fruity, studio apartment, the deodorizer smell that they put in there before you move in. When you walk in, you're like, oh, it's burning my throat.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we weathered the storm here pretty well. Over there at my house, we're just sitting there minding our own business, as we do. And all of a sudden, it just like, boosh, we were just, it was flooding the backyard. And then it stopped. It was like, it just on and off, like somebody's turning on the faucet on us or something.
Hey, Keon, did you get a lot of rain this weekend?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was
the thunder and lightning,
the whole 9 yards. It was unbelievable. I think it's the most stormy it's been since I've moved here.
So you guys all got storms. The station got
you got nothing.
Zip.
No kidding.
Wow.
Nada.
Radio Ron, he got nothing, but he's only a few miles from here, and he's like, I got nothing. At least on Sunday.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm struggling to get used to the weather out here. I mean, when it rains randomly.
Yep.
You don't know where. You don't know
sunny,
how much.
and you're getting rained on.
I am.
Yeah, I experienced that for the first time last week. Yeah, it's weird.
You're like, is somebody spraying me with water? Where's this coming from?
Right.
So, So I hope that they'll have Mike Jurecki on the phone when he's on the morning show tomorrow, because I don't know. They a little bit of deodorizer. All right. But when you're like, who fought it? Because something's getting covered up,
It just feels like you're being poisoned.
Yeah.
But slowly.
Yeah.
So anyways, but whatever happens, Mike Jurecki is on the morning show tomorrow with Bruce and Dale at 7:20 a.m. And okay, let me get caught up on the text line here, and we'll move on to the next thing. Joe the Show says, hey fellas, hope everything is well. And by the way, Roquan Smith would have picked up the snake with his bare teeth. That's the kind of guy he is.
About that.
And then we'd be like, well, and he will be missed. Hefty Lefty says Hawaii has the don't touch or else I bite snakes. Don't touch or else I bite. Don't touch or else I don't get the joke.
Yeah, I don't either.
Don't touch the snakes.
Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says the NFL needs to get rid of the boring punters and kickers. It would be way more entertaining and exciting for fans to make both teams go for it on fourth. Now, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
On one hand, I definitely agree with that. On the other hand, I'm like the battle of field position is part of the fun. And if you always go for it on fourth down, there's a level of strategy that's gone.
It's weird that I agree that much with an asshat. Number one Rattlers fan says, unfortunately, I'm not able to play in the fantasy football league. Thank you anyways. Oh, well, if you have been invited and you got hooked in, well, please, send me an email so I can unhook you, because we have more people who need spaces. So shoot me an email, number one Rattlers fan, if that is the case. King of Kitten says Aqib Talib's brother turned himself in to Dallas police today. He's suspecting a shooting death of a man at a youth football game Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I saw that. That was kind of sad. The story is he stole the guy's necklace, and when the guy complained, he shot him.
Jeez.
I'm kidding. I just made that up. Totally made that up
wow.
based on what Aqib Talib does.
Man. Wow.
Total fabrication. Keon was like, oh my God, it runs the family.
I was like, he did. Well, the necklace.
Extremely believable.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
The shooting a guy, that was the part where I was like, oh, what?
Sorry. I don't know what it was about, but there's no good answer right there. Absolutely not. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes just called me a bad name.
Uh-oh. Not bad names.
I just said hat. I don't know why you text the show in anymore. Deontay Johnson, I guess, is getting sued. And I think it's probably right he is being sued. Steelers receiver Deontay Johnson, he's trying to be in the community there, I guess. 2-year extension, $36 million. And of course, trying to fit in with the group there, trying to get it. He had a football camp.
Yes.
He didn't show up.
Oh, boy.
You kind of have to show up to the Deontay Johnson football camp if you're charging people and saying you're going to be there. And if you're charging people $125 to be there, I think you kind of need to be there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's the Deontay Johnson football camp. Deontay Johnson should very much be there. Yeah.
Well, part of that was also you're paying for a team photo with Deontay Johnson. Unless they got a cardboard cutout.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've
you think this was like a oops, I forgot sort of situation? Or
I don't know what his excuse was. In fact, I think they rescheduled once to try to help him out. It was supposed to be May 22nd. And I think they tried to accommodate him. And so now they're looking for $36,000 in, because they had to reimburse all those registration fees when he didn't show up. Everybody got their money back
because there's a company that organizes the camp on behalf of the athlete,
and they spent $10,000 in operational expenses, so they're out that as well.
Yeah, they need to get that money, and I feel bad for the parents in particular that who you save up money for something like this. A lot of parents do. Your kid really likes the Steelers. You save up some money and try and get them into a camp with Deontay Johnson. And then Deontay Johnson, who, from what I understand, missed his flight the day before, but didn't tell the people until 9 o'clock the next day, about 15 minutes before camp started, that he wasn't going to make it.
Oh, boy.
That's a problem.
At least he gave him notice.
15-minute notice, but yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess.
So I don't think I want to talk about the Commanders. I'm pulling pages past. Because
it's preseason. Hope.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let those go.
Hope springs eternal.
I'm okay. When we get to like week 3 and it just feels like it's over, then I won't want to talk about it.
Man. Keon.
So why are all these people retiring from the Lions? 4 guys have retired from the Lions.
They don't like the taste of meat?
No, not
the taste of kneecaps?
They don't like the taste of meat.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of guys just retire. Zane Obed, the John Penis Innie.
Who?
I'm spelled penis and then I at the end. I'm not making this up. It sounds like something I would do.
It does, but I believe you.
Zion Obed, John Penis Innie, which, by the way, I agree. Hi, girls. What's your name? I'm John Penis Innie. Pass.
Wow.
Let's see. What was the other guy? Corey Sutton and Jermaine Waller. They all went into the camp, and then I guess after a few calisthenics, they're like, "Nope, I'm good. I'm out."
That's it. I'm done. I would like to announce my retirement.
I can't take it anymore. But I just wanted somebody have a little bit better analysis on is Dan Campbell just like making life miserable for people? I mean, you've been watching that Hard Knocks. I guess I should try it, but I can't watch something about the Detroit Lions. I think I just get sad.
Come on, man.
I'm serious.
I don't know, because again, it happens in the preseason. So you end up with that kind of like, this team seems to be turning around kind of feeling, instead of the NFL goes out of its way, NFL Films, to make it not so miserable. But I thought Dan Campbell was, great in as much as he was Dan Campbell. I mean, the epic speeches, the overflow of probably more emotion than anybody needs. I don't know that that's reason to retire.
So we don't know why, but suddenly everybody, maybe they just look around. They're like, yeah, it's the Lions.
Maybe it's all the illegal contact calls.
Can't do it. I don't know about that. Let's see. You had defensive tackle. Okay. You had a defensive back. Okay. You might have something there, Randy. They also another tackle. So 3 defensive players and 1 wide receiver who have retired from the Lions since camp started.
Maybe the wide receiver will like to mix it up a little bit when he's running his route. You know what I mean?
Though there was one moment on the Hard Knocks, and we're only an episode in, where they practiced in pads one day, and usually it's you go pads, no pads. Well, they went back-to-back days, and Dan Campbell's sitting there going, guys, I'm not trying to make you suffer. I'm doing this to try and get the contact up, because the studies show when your body's used to it, you're actually safer in the long run. A bunch of stuff. And one of those guys was a veteran, so I don't know how much of that for him was just, I'm just too old for this. You know what? And he just decided to call it quits.
I think Dan Campbell is bullying people.
Well, the last time I checked, this was football, and the last time I checked, you wear pads when you play football. So I don't see what the hell the big deal is. Put the damn pads on.
Maybe he's calling them names, Randy.
Oh my God.
Well, it's a certain level of because of the players union, you're only allowed to practice in pads X amount of days. So most coaches spread that out. And Dan was like, nah, we're not spreading that out. We are practicing in pads multiple days.
Maybe he hurt their feelings, Randy.
It doesn't seem like that though.
Is it snowing already in Detroit?
They seem fired up for him. That much is true. So
yeah, it sounds like it. The 5 of them just retired.
Well,
I don't want to wear pads 2 days in the row.
You know who else retired over on the Saints? Kiko Alonso. I loved saying his name, and now he's gone.
Wow. Yeah,
he went to one practice, and he's just like, nope.
Nah.
Sometimes it's like that. You show up for year number 10 or 11 or whatever it is, and you're like, you know what, my back.
Yeah.
We can't do this anymore.
No, he is 31 years old, but he's a linebacker as well. A lot of defensive guys are like,
nah,
pass. John Elway's teeth says, hey, don't act like Michael Crabtree didn't deserve to get that necklace ripped off him. Talib's grandma gave him that chain. Wait, what?
I don't fully understand.
Aqib Talib he was an asshat out there doing his nonsense when he played. And so you're saying that Aqib Talib's grandma gave Michael Crabtree the chain that he was wearing?
Twice?
Were they in a relationship?
I don't think. Come on.
Because they were.
We're talking about grandma here.
I'm just saying.
We're talking about Nona. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you watched The Boys, but there was a disturbing scene towards the end. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh, boy.
Not going to say.
I haven't seen that yet. So.
Okay. No spoilers.
Oh, boy.
Hefty Lefty says, does Hard Knock just have Sarah McLachlan playing when the credits roll? In the arms of the angels, Zayn Obeid will go. He'll be joined by Corey Sutton and Jermaine Waller and John Penisini.
That really is his name.
Penisini. I didn't make it up. I told you I didn't make it up.
Couldn't believe it though.
But to hear Sarah McLachlan sing Penisini.
Is that like a life goal?
I just go to the concert. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if a bunch of angry women scowl at me. I'll be right up front. And I'll sing with her loudly, John Penisini. That's the only part I'll sing along with, and then I'll leave.
What if John lives here in the valley? He's here now.
Okay.
Listening to the show.
Hi, Penisini.
Oh, boy.
Like everybody else that hypothetically randomly drives through Phoenix, you're just going to catch some strays on the blender.
Well, like I said, Ralphie May and I really wondered if those jokes that we made about Scott Baio that day, if he was like driving through because he got transferred to a different Olive Garden. You know what I mean? We wondered.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell, man? You never know, but that's what we do here.
Wow.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got On This Date in Big Georgia sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Sorry if that sounds bold, but it's true, and I do it all for you. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. That's right. That means you're getting diamonds direct from the source. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. So we ship to clients around the world because of our low price wholesale model. We design and create your custom rings. Again, working directly means you're working with the source. No one else with fourth generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me. And with all that, we still offer incredible one-on-one service, direct contact on my personal cell through the process, and the promise we want you to have the best diamond quality and experience in any price range.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
Somehow we're doing great. And I stopped working weekends. Thanks to how smooth everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. And for a limited time, NetSuite has extended their one-of-a-kind financing program offer to those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this extended special financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
Can you tell which pills contain the deadly dose of fentanyl? Neither can your child. Counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl are killing Arizona's youth at an alarming rate. They're cheap, easy to get, and just one pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl at talknowaz.com. Talk with your children. Monitor their texts and social media. Visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's Larry the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I've just been informed by a new texter. That's right, a new texter here on the text line. 2434 says, that was a Friday reference, fellas. And I was like, well, what was a Friday? When John Elway's teeth said, don't act like Michael Crabtree didn't deserve to get that necklace ripped off him. Sleep's grandma gave him that chain. So that's, I think, what that is from. I have not seen that movie in 1.5 million years, 2434, but good year on that one. Usually I'm really good with the movie quotes. I mean, I got some deep dives on movie quotes. I can pick up just about most things, but yeah, you got me on that one. I don't know. When's the last time you saw Friday?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it is. It is good, but
you got fired on your day off.
Yeah, that gets referenced all the time. 888-368-1580. Boogie says, let the old guys retire. Either you grind or you retire. No marshmallows. All right, kneecap biter. Watermelon says, I believe it was a reference to Friday. Debo took that guy's grandma's chain. Cardinal Art says, Talib's brother is one for murder, in case you guys missed that. Why do you think we're even talking about him? We were talking about it. But thank you, Cardinal Art. Anyway, so 2434, listen, this is your opportunity. This is your chance in life. You stepped up. You finally texted the show. Now it's time for you to have a texter nickname. And now, of course, if you've always I wish somebody would call me
this or that. You know, they had some cool nickname you always wish you could have, but you're like, I can't give myself a nickname. That's weird. Other people have to give me the nickname. And when other people give you the nickname, it's never good. It's very rarely good. So 2434, this is your chance, you know, to decide, to pick some amazing nickname. And if you're like, oh, I can't think of anything, Randy's got some ideas for you.
Oh, yeah.
We have a great selection of texter nicknames. Why don't you lay some on us there, Randy?
Well, Pooh's Honey Pots, the nude texter, let's see, Le Douche,
Le Douche,
Le Douche, Lemmy Winks, Jen from Accounting, Poop Particles, Butter Pits, Randy's Big Meat, the Mormon Avenger, Fourth and Inches.
Well, the Mormon Avenger would have to be Mormon. We will not allow a non-Mormon to have it.
Right. Let's see, Custom Cleats, Urban's Legend, Oily Stool. I've got a bunch of them. Yeah. Doorknobs.
So 2434, you could also just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe we could help you out there. And we come up with something that was, in reference to that. Whistling Gerbil says, I never got a response on the Fantasy League invite. Okay, send me another email, please, Whistling Gerbil. And also, you always got to check your spam. You got to check the spam folders. And remember, this invite's coming from NFL.com. That's where our platform is. So remember those things. So send me another email, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Navy Brad just showed me his new team logo for fantasy. Oh, that is actually brilliant for you, Navy Brad. It's Tim. Well, that's his name. Do you remember the end, towards the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Oh,
the wizard with the big horns, and he's like,
yeah,
the great wizard, and he's like, you can call me Tim, and then he's holding the gnashing teeth bunny in his hands. It's a really great that's a really great shot right there.
Yeah.
Big George says, I'm pretty sure Pooh's Honey Pot is a copyright of the Walt Disney Company. No, that is now domain. That is because they made a horror movie with Winnie the Pooh. They just can't they can't have Disney created characters. If it's based on the book, they can't have the whatever pants or whatever. I don't know. But no, you can actually use the Pooh, because the Pooh is no longer under that kind of
no longer copyrighted in the public domain.
Boogie says, here's another new nickname, Smashed Roast Beef Sandwich Eater. No, that we already have that. It's Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Goose's last plane ride says Monkey Nuts 623.
Monkey Nuts 623.
Is that your fantasy football thing? Or he says, I need in on the fantasy football. Then send me an email, blender@1580thefanatic.com. If you had before, do it again, and I can investigate and try to figure out why you did not get that. It's been happening, but don't worry, we got room for everybody, and I'm starting up a whole nother league on top of the ones we've already done. Hefty Lefty says, still debating my fantasy team picture, but so far the leader in the clubhouse is Tim Curry from Muppet Treasure Island.
Well, just Tim Curry in general is
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely intimidating as far as football goes.
I have a Kraken for mine.
Yeah. Yeah, Randy's got a Kraken.
And I'm still in litigation with Seattle.
I know. It's not looking good for you, Randy.
You know, I've added more defendants to this case.
Oh, really? Who else are you suing?
City of Seattle.
Okay.
That person that came up with the name Kraken, I'm going to sue the pants off that person.
Wait, with the person who created,
person that came up with the name,
because
it was
they're
city,
dead.
Yeah, that's it. Why don't the citywide search for the name? Whoever submitted the name, I'm going to sue their ass. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like who
the mayor
originally created it.
All those plaid wearing, Birkenstock wearing hippies. I'm suing every one of them. Yeah. Yeah, all of them.
King Kens, I don't know if I like that. He says my fantasy team or a new texter name could be Dude Juice. Dude Juice? No, we're not doing that.
It's not very. It's not very
Just
creative.
imagine having to say that multiple
It's
times.
not,
That's just...
No.
We're gonna pass on that one, but thanks, King Kittens. All right. Boogie says, do you know what my fantasy football name is? Yeah, it's Boogie's not in the Premier League anymore. All right, let's move on. Time for
damn
on this date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1926, when Babe Herman doubled with the bases loaded, 3 Brooklyn Dodgers ended up on third base staring at each other. The runner on second rounded third, but decided to go back as the runner from first base reached the same base. And a few seconds later, Herman slid into third base to join his teammates. All 3 men on third base. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow.
But that's not, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Could you back then? You could have multiple people on the same base?
No. There's never been a rule like that. And as a fielder, you're trained as a fielder. You take the ball, you go over to the base, and you touch the players that are standing on the base. Then the umpire will call 2 of them out. 1 can occupy the base, and that would be whoever had the base first. So the guy that left third base to go home and then come back, yeah, he's out. The guy who ended up on third base from second, yeah, he's safe. And George Babe Herman Ruth there, yeah, he's out. He can't be there.
What I think baseball would be way more interesting if they could just run out in the outfield to try to get away. If you can,
so you're saying you just
like
not have any baselines? Yeah, and
no,
just run around.
Yeah, have streaker rules. Like if you can run out there and now you can tackle the guy. You know, or you can beat him with the ball.
Now you tackle them.
You can hit him with the ball too, or something. I don't know.
So now, sort of a dodgeball edge to this thing.
Yeah, a little something. I don't know. I just thought it might make it more interesting. But I love it when you get these stories from like the 1800s or the early 1900s where they're realizing, we should probably make that a rule. You know, the sport when it's new, you're like, we better put in a new rule for that. Sorry, can't have 3 men on base. No.
Well, I mean, that would be one of those ones. If I were managing the team, I would just, I would leave my position, my perch, my coaching perch, and I would throw my hat somewhere and start dumping over equipment and start yelling profanities about why can't this team play the game? You know, we're supposed to be professionals out here.
But Skipper, we're all on base.
Yeah.
We're safe.
Let me tell you, it would be like that third base umpire when that guy for the Pirates tried to hand him his cell phone. At first, did you see the disdain in that third base coach's face? That would be me. That would be me.
I can see it already.
You brought the damn phone out here. I'm not going to carry your stuff for you. The walk of shame, Jack.
Just break it in half right in front of me. You mean this phone? Did I? Oh, my bad.
That's too bad that got broken while you were running the bases. Snap.
So 2434, he's come up with his own nickname. He says, gotta go with Waldo.
Really?
Well, every time he says, where's Waldo? He's right there. Yeah. He's right here. He's on the text line.
Waldo. Okay.
Waldo. All right.
We'll take it.
Welcome to the program, Waldo. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate that. 888-368-1580. Boogie says, my paintball sniper rule would be awesome in Major League Baseball. Each team gets 1 sniper in center field with 10 paintballs. They can use at any point throughout the game. I like your thinking, Boogie. I like your thinking. But what's the range? What's the range on the paintballs, though?
Yeah, I don't think you could go paintball. You'd have to go with you'd have to go with something a little stronger.
No. You want to go with a standard paintball, but not outfield. Have it, you could have somebody off of the, like the third baseline or the first baseline there. Just pop.
A sniper?
Yeah. Paintball snipers.
Those snipers always get the high ground, though.
I have the high ground, Eddie. Don't try it.
See, so it could work kind of in Houston.
I loved you, Randy. You're a brother to me.
They got that little hill in center field in Houston.
Not anymore. They bulldozed that.
They did?
Yeah, too many hamstrings got blown out there.
Well, that's true.
Guy
I always liked
it full speed, and then all of a sudden he hits a hill for no reason, trying to catch a ball.
And then sometimes also the wall.
You could just hear the hamstring snap as his legs buckle beneath him.
I kind of like the idea of little trampolines across the outfield in various places.
Do you have these guys on trampolines out there?
No. You run over, you can boing and make an amazing play.
Well, it would be fun.
Swave Dave says, did you say 4th and Ninjas? 4th and Ninjas sounds way cooler.
4th and Ninjas?
Like on 4th down, you could throw some ninjas in the game. course, they were there the entire time. You just didn't see them.
Also a great fantasy football name.
Oh, Fourth and Ninjas. Good job, Swave Dave. Whistling Gerbil's like, yeah, if I can't have the one I wanted, Dude Juice ain't happening. Puts lotion in the basket, says, would a Hidden Valley Man Ranch be a good text? No.
No, for all the same reasons.
Hidden Valley Man Ranch?
I like it. It's funny as hell, but no. Nostramarcus says they should change the rules to let multiple players be on the same base. It would make things more exciting. They could also add robot umpires and nets all around stadium seats. Come on, Nostramarcus. Why are you trying to do that? Last Optimist says you can already hit a player with the ball once they leave the baseline, and they'll be out. So as long as you're, theoretically throwing to a teammate, other base.
There have been guys, and I will not name names, but there have been guys.
Bonk.
When you didn't particularly like a certain batter that may just put one right between the numbers as he's running down the baseline.
Certain guys, huh?
Yeah.
Certain catchers
may have been, a few gentlemen of the game.
A few.
Certain catchers with the nickname, the initials R and W.
I cannot answer that question without going forward with names, and I'm not prepared to do that at this time.
When the hypothetical person did they put it right between the shoulder blades?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I never tried to. I never ever tried to bean anybody, except that one guy.
Hefty Lefty says, I still think the pitcher beans a guy on purpose. The batter should get to bring the bat with him when he charges the mound.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out here. I'll use it to break over to your head.
Kind of agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL